And we are back, you mother effers in your a-hole. How are you doing?
That's disgusting. Would you like being greeted that way?
Depends on who's greeting me. If I was me greeting me, I wouldn't mind.
Oh, I told you gay for yourself. I told you. You self-gay.
I'm 100% gay for myself.
Like
Like
you would really
100%.
you would bang yourself.
Totally. You could
Oh.
clone me tonight and I would be in my own ass by 6
Ah. Ah.
That might have been too much. Anyway, how are y'all doing?
You people like you need your own letter now. I feel like y'all deserve one.
Jay.
Huh?
Jay for me, Julian.
You gonna get add an S in there just for self?
Nah, nigga. I told you
Hey,
niggas I was self-gay in episode 128. Niggas ain't
Yeah.
found out you wasn't paying attention. I'll fuck myself in a minute.
One of these days you're gonna come out like, and one of these days I'm for sure convinced you're gonna come out like Joe Budden's going to one of these days. Joe Budden gonna have a breakdown.
I've been listening to a lot of Joe Budden lately, some clips here and there. That boy been potting again. I don't know if it was if it had anything to do with the situation that we might have last talked about, but you know, the boy been potting. I've been hearing some gems being dropped on the floor again. I know a diamond when it hits the floor.
Well, let me put this audio brick on the stove, nigga. Who the fuck are you so we can get to the shits?
My bees once again, always and forever, the one and only Busy 93, aka the motherfucking can't go down. I got a Carhartt on today, aka Kwame Khalifa, aka the crooked court jester, aka the retard whisperer, aka the Tiki Torch Nazi daughter slayer. I'm just looking for another white girl because the one I had got away somehow. I don't know.
You might want to rephrase that before it's used against you in a court of law.
I got an alibi. Anyway, aka motherfucking Captain Dr. Science. This is not a lab coat. Once again, a lumberjack shirt because you know, I just got done fucking some lumberjack's wife, so you know, I had to throw on his own shit. I had to get into the vibe to make sure I can play my role correctly. He ain't gonna be home for 2 days for what I hear.
People are disgusting. What's wrong with America and humans, inhumanity in each other? Disgusting. Yeah, you know. But I'm the one and only motherfucking Jose Ortega, the one hailing from the home of bitchin' tequila, 50-cent margaritas, and cartel dealings. You know what I'm saying? You may also know me as the almighty rum lord, or Tequila Papi, or Tito Lee, or the legendary one coming off fuck the top rope. I'm coming off the ladder on top of the whole ring, down on niggas. The one and only Zay Mysterio, goddamn. The one and only God, the Petronome. And we in this bitch, episode 195, Millennials Podcast, House of Space Media. What's good?
Let me rephrase that. I misspoke. I meant from the 619 to the 313. My bad.
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, we were speaking on Joe Budden. You say he potting.
Boy, I don't know if he ever stopped, but I fell off after the public thing. You know, it was
after the whole
jarring for me as a Joe Budden fan.
After the whole Marlon Rory thing, to me, I thought everybody looked lame after that. Like the way Uncle Murder said it, the way Uncle Murder said it, it was like he encapsulated the whole way I felt about it, and it was simple. He was like, they all look lame. Like, it was like nobody, and I want to look back at it. Nobody in that situation, Maul, Rory, Parks, Joe.
Nobody came out looking cooler than they went.
Yeah. Matter of fact, niggas that I know post Maul and Rory that Joe Budden was bringing in to fill in, them niggas was looking lame and they wasn't even there for the shit. Like it
Yeah,
was just
they was catching I feel like they caught ricochet shots.
yeah,
I feel like
it was
Ice and Ish caught ricochet
yeah,
shots.
and it's like I don't got nothing against Ice and Ish, but it was like
Because the
they
more I
looked
listen to it, they be talking, but
yeah,
it just
but
took a
they
minute
look
to
yeah,
accept it.
but that's podcast nigga, that's how it go. That's what I'm saying. I was like they looked lame for just being there a part of the shit.
Because it was like, oh, so you got a new niggas for like was as a nigga that was like, a fan of the original crew. I'm talking about back before Maul.
Yeah,
I
when
had a
Marissa was on the
problem
show.
I had a problem when he switched out Marissa, but I understood.
I understood why
Like
he
I
did
would have
that.
even that situation could have handled it better. But
Could have handled it better, but I understood why he did it. There's not, in my opinion, I think with anybody your homies, if you're doing business with your homies, one of the main things that you can fuck up sometimes, just like homies fuck up sometimes. Sometimes you fuck up in business sometimes. But you can't fuck up the money, yo. You can't fuck up the money, and you damn sure can't steal the money from niggas.
that nigga
However,
still waiting for Joe Budden to show the books. But still.
that's what I'm saying. Like you can't.
We still don't know who was stealing what. But even if he was stealing, that nigga
Yeah,
said, I don't have to open shit. Fuck you.
yeah, but yeah, you don't
I
have
believe
to.
I quoted him last
You
week.
don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah, like nigga, but you look nasty as fuck and you look corny as fuck, and it's like I lost a little bit of respect for him after that. And he been saying some cornball shit posting. I just kind of stopped following it. I never was picked up on the Maul and Rory shit because personally, I don't like Rory. But it's like,
See, that's crazy though. You go ride for Rory Maul, but then you're not gonna follow him. Right? You're not gonna have you
I fuck
heard
with
any
Maul though.
episode of Rory Maul? Okay, you fuck
The
them all, but have
two,
you heard any episode of the Rory Maul?
the first one, the very first one, and it won like about a couple months later when I thought they stopped doing it, and I was like, oh damn, they still do it. And it was like one
No, they
random
just
episode.
do it when they feel like doing it.
Yeah,
They doing they shit like these and Miro do Bodega Boys. Now. They do it when they got time, I guess. Because these and
but
Miro been so tied up with that Showtime shit. They ain't did Bodega Boys in 3 months.
you know what I'm saying? You getting what you get. You getting the content, nigga. You just got to come to a different outlet for it.
All right.
But yeah, like I fuck with Maul, but it's like I think Maul doesn't really fit the mold for that type of podcast with him.
I
I
don't
think
think
they
Maul fits the mold of any podcast, if I'm being honest. Maul never looks
you
like
might
he
be
wants to be anywhere he is. And that's just from the few places I have
yeah,
seen Maul in. He never
but
looks like he wants to be there. Even when he
nah,
wants to be there. Or he
when
says he
you
does.
but when you there as often as he is, you like it to a degree. I just don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe in a different setting or a different type or a different topic base, or I don't know. Like it just seemed like, oh shit. What Gilly the Kid and them is doing and shit, I think he would do more better with that shit. Like if he was in like interviewing like the like young the Griselda niggas and shit like that, and that would be his bag. Like the street rap, underground rap shit, that would be his bag. And I think he could kill at that shit because it's something that he know these niggas, and like they interact with him. So it's like, yeah, why not? Benny and them was coming up in there because they knew Walt already. Well, on the Joe Budden podcast, anyway. But I fell off on it completely. I'm like, Joe looked lame. Joe looked lame today too. This nigga told Joel Ortiz to suck his dick because this nigga, first off,
That's the weird shit.
It at first, because I guess the context because there's only like a 2-minute clip of it that I like.
There's
That
a
specific
25
part.
minute clip I saw of Joe Budden beating around the bush of it because Ice and Ish were like, "Don't do it. Don't even give him the platform because if you do it," and he like, "But I want to do it." It was like they spent 25 minutes just being like, "How do you do this to a nigga when you don't?" You know, he was just loosely alluding to the situation. So I don't even really know what the situation is from what I said.
Well, what I seen with Joel was it was a live with Joel, Royce, and Joe. Royce wasn't saying shit. Joel was kind of
I
like,
didn't
yo,
think he would.
yeah, like he was kind of just letting these niggas just banter it out. And Joel was kind of like, look, my nigga, you feel a certain type of way. All right, cool. You saying you wish me the best. Support the album.
Wait,
And
what podcast were they doing where it was them three?
This is a live, nigga. I'm talking about.
Oh, they were just on live stream?
Yeah, this was a live.
And it was the three of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, either a live or a fucking it could have been a live or a group call that just is there for this conversation.
Group calls on live.
Yeah, but
do group calls on live stream.
I'm only saying that because like when Joel got off like right afterwards, and you heard the doot 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 like an iPhone, so it's like, all right. But yeah. So Joel says like, "Yo, you wish me the best." Or whatever, you know. I'm guessing up to this point, you know how people know how Joe beats around the bush when he don't want to say some shit or don't want to answer.
Talking about,
yeah, like he does. That's why I thought we were talking about the same thing. All right, but he does, and Joe's response is like, "Nigga, suck my dick. I don't have to." Like support the album, meaning
what album?
The Crooked Eye, Joel Ortiz, I guess the final Slaughterhouse album that it was gonna be ever done because they kind of wanted it. I think them two really wanted closure on the shit, and I feel it because Joe was already Joe, and Royce was already Royce, and then it's like, and now we all coming up together, and yeah, like, and we was all coming up together. Like now and shit, we was all getting equal out of this shit. And yeah, it's a lot to do to get equal out of it. But now you just bail. Like Royce is still down, but you bail out completely. They kind of want some closure on it. Like for real, want some closure. So, and I think that's what the album is for them. I'm not sure if it's out yet. I need to listen to it. I will. Because I do want to see what they're actually saying about it. But he was like, yo, support the album. He was like, Martin, like, shout out the album. And he was like, nigga, no, like, when he said, like, suck my dick, I don't have to. Joel's response was very like Brooklyn of him.
So Joe was on the call too.
Yeah.
Okay, see, I missed that part. Okay, see, when I said all three of them, I was saying I thought it was just Royce, Cricket, and Joel. Joe was on the call.
Joe was there. Crook was not there. Crook was not there.
Okay.
So from what this is what I'm saying. And this is I guess the big thing about it. This is like how it was kind of left. Because Joel like was like, no. Responded real Brooklyn. You suck my dick, nigga. Y'all know how y'all Brooklyn niggas say the shit. Very much angrily. And it was pretty much like Joe's just like, Joel, I wish you nothing but the best. Woo. And it was very
which makes me want to tell you to suck my dick more. When you say that, if I say, yo, no, you suck my dick after you tell me suck your dick. I've said that way too many times. If you say that,
because the way the once again,
come on, dog.
This is Joe Budden.
This is
Joe Budden. So this is Joe Budden. So you have to break down delivery and tone. You know this.
That's how you know he's being a dick. That's why you want to say it again.
Yeah.
Because you break it
But
down. I hate verbatim.
what he was saying was like, I don't have to support your album to wish you the best. He just said to suck my dick, and it just didn't sound right with no, I don't. I don't have to. He could have said, no, I don't. And it just like this. No, I don't have to support your album to wish you the best. That could have been, even if you was being a dick about it, that's the way to say it. You don't have to say, suck my dick. No, I don't. Excuse me? So yeah.
Okay,
Joel was
but
like,
okay, but wait,
Joel
they homies.
was like, all
They
right, cool.
homies.
All right, he
They homies. To some degree, they homies in the sense that I don't mean nigga literally, of course, but I don't mean that in as disrespectful as a way as as if I was talking to a random nigga. I don't mean it to that nigga. If I say that's like me saying, nigga, what? Nigga, suck my dick. Fuck, no, fuck out of here. It's different if you say that versus no, suck my dick, nigga. Like it's different. Like
them fighting
one
words,
in
my
it,
nigga.
one
I'm saying
version of
them
it
fighting
invites a
words.
fight. I feel like the other one is more of a blowing you off type. No pun intended.
Of course. I don't look, I don't think either way Joe was gonna be nice about it. I don't think there was any way that he was going to deliver
If he
that in
went
a sense.
from that to nigga, I wish you the best, you were gonna be nice about it. You just snapped out for a second because it pissed you off. You ain't never been trying to have a rational conversation with a nigga you ain't had a rational conversation with in a minute, and then he say some shit to piss you off, and you lose your rationale for a second, and then you go back and go, you know what? No, that's not what I'm trying to do. Look, this is what I'm trying to do. You ain't never did that before.
You right, but I feel like I don't know. I think through the whole breakdown of Slaughterhouse specifically, I've always felt a way for Joel and Crook. Because I think Joe found an outlet regardless. And with Joe being with Slaughterhouse, it kind of reignited his career again. That and the mood music joints reignited his whole career. Like he wasn't shit.
He
Like if we're gonna
started
be
one way before the other. I don't think mood music caught on until 3. I think by the time that was catching on, I think that's about the time they started Slaughterhouse. I think timeline wise, because the best mood music was like 3 and 4. It's like 5 of them.
yeah. I caught on the Slaughterhouse. I'm trying to think. I was in high school.
And he did OLS. OLS was hard too, and that's like this one long ass song.
I think that was 2000. That had to be 2007 when I got hip to Slaughterhouse. Had to be 2007. But yeah, point is, he reignited after a fall off with Def Jam. He reignited with Slaughterhouse, with the mood musics. Boom. Royce cool with him again. Nigga, that's a connect. They homies. He come like all of us together, plus his reconnection with him. Boom, we on a come up. Yeah, Crook used to be signed to Aftermath, but we know how sometimes that goes. You know what I mean? Like Joel has been signed multiple times, but we all know the tumbles of what it is. I'm trying to make it big. Sometimes you get signed, you get a couple good contracts, but it don't propel you. And we about to go. And this nigga is pissed off about the splits. Yeah, we had one album, it funked out. We gave Royce's Mans too much input. We can do this again. Retry this our way. glass house, like it's supposed to be. You like cool until you like, nah. At least give us some closure on the bitch.
Why? I understand that. I completely understand. Believe me, because putting it in that context just made me think about a whole different thing. So keeping it in context, why?
If we homies,
We can be homies.
and
Why? Why?
what I'm saying is, if we homies, and the three of us collectively feel we could have been huge if one specific thing didn't happen,
Right.
and it's involving you as one person, why? I think it's like, yo, could you just give us that? Why? And if we tried it again, and it would be different, our way, the way it was supposed to be, would you be down to do it again? Or at least attempt it? You can say, give your reason, and it can be yes or no. But at least it's like, all right, it's out there. My niggas know. It's not like I'm trying to be. Why would you not give a reason, nigga? Not unless you're trying to be just vindictive, just to be vindictive, which is some bullshit. That's your homies, right?
Some people, homies or not, I realize, no matter the relationship, homies, exes, whatever, some people don't find the need, no matter the relationship, to say more than what they think they need to say or what they feel they need to say. Doesn't matter how it makes you feel or if you need closure or understanding from it. And that's not, it's rude, but it's not wrong.
Look,
It's rude as fuck, but it's not wrong.
yeah, it is rude as fuck. It is, and it's like, I don't know, like it. I think look. I understand from what Joe Budden has said on his podcast, on the Joe Budden podcast over the years, his reasonings as to why he walked away from the shady deal, and some of it I do understand. Like some of it I do understand. Like I understand like how uh the album sounded so much like an Eminem throwaway, and it wasn't them, and it wasn't recorded that way. It was turned into that. You know what I mean? On some Kanye Nas shit. Like I feel that. You know what I'm saying? I definitely do. I ironically feel these are the splits conversations with that Joe beefs that Joe Budden had. This nigga have a beef about splits, but won't show his people's his books. I'm just saying.
Isn't that funny? You know
Right.
when you brought up Slaughterhouse and Shady, that made me think. I said, wow, Shady Slaughterhouse, Spotify, Complex, the podcast. That's just in 6 years, 10 years. That's in 10 years.
But here's the thing. I think to that, I think, and this
Not
may
saying there's
sound,
nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
not,
What I'm
and
saying,
this is like not me being malicious at Joe in any way, but this is what I think. I think Charlemagne is absolutely right when he said Joe is going to, like when he was saying Joe's going
I
to
still
fuck
think
this up.
that's wrong. That's what I was about to say. I
But
still
here's
think
my
that's
thing.
wrong.
I think he's right, but I think he's like, it looks like he's wrong sometimes because it happens in small increments. Like Joe is gonna fuck himself out of some shit because he decides to always do, like he does bad with the exit. The exit ain't all right. Cool, we disagree. Fuck it. You have a good one. I have a good one. We out. It's fuck you. Reason for fuck you. More reason for fuck you. a huge rant behind the fuck you, then a fuck you from a person that they said he just said fuck you to a return to fuck you from Joe Budden and another rant. It don't end on a great, it don't end on a great note. And yeah, sometimes the nigga may be right in certain regards, but once you start making that, like, there's enough instances where you can look back and be like, that's the way that nigga just do shit. I can choose to have him here or not have him here. But it's like, you may not be out of podcasting. He may not be out of media, but the value to do business with Joe Budden is going to become smaller.
The irony of us talking about this exact thing is one of the clips that I'm talking about. I think it was the 25-minute clip I was talking about where he was kind of beating around the bush. He was saying how you can't expect people, I think he was talking about himself too, but he said you can't expect people to be what you always known them to be. If you expect them to do something just because they always did something, doesn't mean they'll never do nothing different. What it does mean though is maybe they'll do the same thing. Yeah, and if they do, you're right. If they don't, and they level up past you, and you still talking about the same shit, what the fuck are we really talking about?
I'm a betting man. I look at history to tell me what the fuck I should be putting my money on. And
not always the best bet.
It may not always be the best bet. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But a lot of times, history can give you a pretty good, decent bet of like who's gonna win. And off this shit, to me, Joe Budden, I don't think it's ever been a mystery to me. It just ostracizes people away from it. I was surprised the Rory dynamic lasted as long as it did. I didn't see him fucking Marlo. I couldn't see that coming. That's your man's man. It's like that nigga lived at your crib, nigga. Like y'all done came up together. Yeah, but I'm saying like they didn't but
yeah, he knew Maul longer.
But Maul had the history. So it's like y'all done came up together, y'all done came down together. So it's like, all right, nigga, you could be a dick and be like, nigga, I'm not gonna, like, I just don't fuck with that nigga no more. But when you saying like, I'm gonna fuck you out of money, that's nasty. That's nasty to me.
We still don't know if that was the case. Being honest, nigga, we still don't know if that was the case. We don't.
Look, nigga.
He won't open the book, so we don't know if that was the case.
I'm gonna spit this shit like the Washington Post the niggas do about how grimy the fucking government is. If you got something to hide about it, or you're not trying to open some shit that's like clearly easy to just close this whole conversation, if you just give us access to see what's up, you doing something, nigga. Fuck you.
That's not true. I just don't want you in my shit.
Excuse me, if I'm me, and there you go. Marlon Rory looked at that nigga like, excuse me?
Yeah, nigga, I think niggas do that with the government all the time.
That's government. You ain't got no choice.
No, I'm saying
you ain't no partner with the government.
I don't want
nigga.
you in my shit. You know how much money goes unreported to the government? That's why the IRS just came out and said, hey, you know what? We won't tell on you if you're doing illegal shit. Actually, we'll just count it to our right. But they said, just tell us about the money. Please, tell us about the money. Right, exactly. So no, I just don't want you in my shit. It's different when it's your man's and y'all busting down the bag, but same principle, different situation. That's fucked up to not tell your man's what the numbers looking like.
Your man's
as the man's man, you would think it was a reason behind it.
Your man's ain't your man's if he ain't gonna open up the bag, like open up the book so you can see what the bag was looking like or is looking like. That's not your man's, my nigga. That's nasty. That's somebody that's trying to play you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Or even if they're not trying to play you, well, no, I guess any direction that is trying to play you.
Yeah,
because then why? Why don't I need to know it?
Why don't I need to know? There's mad niggas that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's mad people that I don't like. It is like, yo, I'm never gonna steal from you. Even if I did business with you, we did business together and we was making it, I'm not gonna steal from you. I might not like you. I might punch you in the face. I might fuck your bitch, but I'm not gonna rob you.
I think some niggas would prefer you rob them to fuck their bitch. As a nigga that's fucked niggas bitches before, some niggas would prefer you to rob them.
I don't care. Some things are just nature on that.
That's true.
You know, that's just, what did what did Kenny Powers say about Mexican Grimace? Like, she ain't got you no more. Like, she's gonna.
I seen her in an AT&T commercial the other day. I was like, oh, scoop of mashed potatoes, yo. She don't look like as much of a scoop of mashed potatoes no more, but it was her. I was like, oh,
that's hilarious. Yeah, but the point is, he was like, "What you gonna do? It's like revert to your natural habitat." And they're like, she left dude, and before you knew it, she was back selling oranges on the side of the road, like just like where she was. Hey, look,
terrible.
You pushed me too far, nigga. I'm gonna revert right back to my natural habitat. I'm gonna fuck your bitch. I'm like, I'm sorry, nigga. Like, it's natural. Like, I'm
just gotta deal with it, buddy.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna rob you though, because it's like, yo, if she do leave you, or she want to leave you and shit, it's like, damn. If you married her, she gonna rob you. You kind of need this money, bro. Like, that's nasty.
Right.
You can't rob a nigga and fuck his bitch and shit. That's that Idris. That's that Idris Elba on the Wire shit. Like, that shit grimy.
Depends on what the nigga did or why you doing it. If you doing it just to do it, that's foul.
Nah, I think. Look,
but then again, is it? Is it?
As someone
it's
that's
not really
been
your bitch if I can fuck her.
It's not. Like, I agree. I agree with that logic. I agree with that logic. There's no argument with me here with that.
I'm just saying, nigga, like,
but
really, like, come on.
It's kind of like,
is it that bad?
But I'm already. Bad, but if you already doing that though, why do more? You know what I mean? It's like,
if I'm robbing you on purpose,
I gotta really,
or fucking
really
your
not
bitch
like
on purpose.
I gotta really, really not like you.
If I'm doing one of those two things, I probably don't like you, right? Like, on purpose, I don't like you, and I want to do something to hurt you.
If I was in charge,
I do both.
If I was a personal person, I was like the actual person that was in charge of Trump's finances. Yeah, I'd do that. Because it's like, I don't like you with a passion. And on certain days of the week, your wife can get dick. So, yeah. If she fall for it, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Don't let it be a constant thing. That's gonna really break.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna write off this 8% here straight to me via some offshore accounts and and then I'm gonna receive a blowjob from your wife in about 30 minutes. So it's like, I do that. In that situation, I do that. But it's
some
like,
niggas,
that's very, very specific. I'm never gonna really be in that position.
I've seen TV shows where some niggas are old money and they rob them, they fuck their bitch, and they still owe them money, so they still want their money. So robbing them and fucking their bitch wasn't enough. I still need my check, bitch.
Yeah, but you know,
you get what I'm saying? Like,
is
it that? I mean, it's foul. It is foul. But is it more foul not to pay me? If you have the money, if you don't have the money, depends on why you don't have the money. But if you have the money, you're just not paying me because fuck me. I want to fuck your life up. And I'll take time out my day to do. I'll go out of my way to do.
My thing is, it's better to be very specific. I can't just regularly not like you. You know what I mean? I have to have a disdain for you. I have to have what Pusha T has for Drake every time he wakes up in the morning and he goes outside and the radio comes on first before he can actually Bluetooth his phone together and fucking and Take Care comes on. Like that type of anger. I have to have that type of flame in towards you for me to have to go through the effort of where I'm like, I'm gonna rob you, fuck your bitch, make sure your kids get thrown out of school.
Hire some
Like,
kids to beat their ass on the way back home from school.
right. Embezzle, like find some cog to embezzle all of your old late your grandmother and your mother's and parents' money away, so they're broke and they can't help you through this financial turmoil that is gonna fall on your ass once the bitch that I'm fucking, which happens to be your wife, who decides to leave you. I'm not taking her anyway because this is just revenge. And she leaves you. You didn't sign a prenup, and she take you for everything you got. I have to have that, but I have to have that Pusha T in me. I don't have that Pusha T in me towards everybody. A lot of people get the 50 Cent out of me, for sure, for sure. A lot of people see North End Jim Jones, for sure, for sure. And that Pusha T energy, nigga, that come from the earth. Like, you gotta summon that type of energy, like straight up. You ever been so, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been like emotionally off lately. So it's like, I've been so mad. I've been just getting tired, nigga. 8 hours.
Yeah, I've been there too.
Yeah, 8 hours worth of sleep, 10 hours worth of sleep.
Oh, you've been getting that much. Lucky you.
Nigga, I get to 8 and then be so mad, nigga, I gotta get another 2. So it's like, I gotta get a nap in.
3 straight.
You got an insomnia problem. You got an insomnia problem, nigga. I smoke weed, nigga, and I'm being in my mellow. As soon as my head touches the pillow, as soon as my head touches the pillow, nigga, I'm gone. I'm gone. If I have something to do, it wakes me. But I have like an internal clock too in my head, so it's like if I really don't need to set my alarm, I'll just wake up. Like at least around the time that if I know I need to do something, to do some shit, at least get ready for it.
That's weird. Mine changes like every couple months. Like sometimes I wake up at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon because I'll stay up till 10 a.m. Sometimes I'll fucking wake up at 6 a.m. because I won't sleep at all, or I'll sleep for like maybe an hour or two and get up and be energized, or I won't sleep at all. Motherfucking, and sometimes I wake up at 10 a.m. or like 9 a.m. and I'll be like half sleepy, like in between, like kind of nodding out, but still be up. So I just feel tired, but my body
I used to go to sleep. I used to be an AM person into my current employment, and now I'm not an AM person at all. I am guaranteed for sure, if I go to sleep at any point in time before 2 or 3 a.m., I'll wake up at about 11:30. If I go to sleep around 4 or 5, I'll wake up at 12:30. Guaranteed. Like at this point, like
that's how you get this beard and everything. That's how you look like this after like 2-3 weeks. You see these braids? I ain't took these bitches out 3 weeks.
Hey, you just nasty.
You know why I haven't taken mine 3? I didn't realize 3 weeks passed.
You know what? This is, well, it's not Black History Month right now, so I can insult you this way.
Black Future Month. Correct yourself.
I'm not saying nothing that goes back to your Christ Jesus, nigga.
I just watched Kanye give a whole hour speech at brunch about Black Future Month. It was interesting.
It's not.
It was interesting.
It's not.
I didn't get all the way through it, but
it's not.
It was interesting.
It's not. Did you watch that whack ass documentary on Netflix? I did not.
Not yet.
You
I keep seeing the
Ezekiel.
previews, and I'm like, not yet. I feel like I want to wait until I get some mushrooms, and then I'll watch it.
Uh, I
Not
was
because it's Kanye, but because I feel like the footage is gonna be that trippy.
as of lately, I've fallen down. I wouldn't say falling down. I've gotten into the modes where it's like I don't jump between streaming services anymore. I would just completely just scowl all of one, let some other shit build up, and then get to the next one, and then scowl that one and move on. I got back to Netflix on my rotation this week, and that the little clip that they have, you know what I'm saying, on Netflix now, if you have it highlighted and they show you like a little trailer. I saw the shit now, and it just made me just infuriated enough. Just, ugh. This should be called like the origin of the super coon.
What?
Like I could, God, I hate Kanye.
Why would you call it the origin of the super?
Because he is the super coon. The only person that could coon.
No, he is not.
Yes,
How
he
you a
is.
coon caping for niggas? How you a coon caping for niggas?
He don't cape for niggas. He cape for other coons.
I'm gonna let White Jesus talk to you in a corner somewhere and figure it out.
You let white
That's
Jesus talk to me. Fuck out of here. White Jesus don't talk loud enough for me to hear him. I do. Black Jesus do.
whichever one you gonna listen to, motherfucker.
Actual Asian Buddha do.
Nigga said actual Asian Buddha. How you know Buddha wasn't a Mexican?
His name's Buddha.
Buddha fucking Martinez.
No. Buddha Martinez, nigga.
What you talking about?
No, nigga. You see they trying to make Buddha white? I know you've seen a couple white Buddhas. Oh my God, you ain't seen the white Buddhas?
Like we talking about like for a movie?
No, like white Buddha, like you know how like Buddha, like if you see like Buddha statues and shit, or Buddha like pictures and paintings and shit, he looks actually Asian. They're trying to make Buddha white.
That's nasty.
Right?
Who's worshiping a fat white dude?
Same people that's worshiping a skinny white guy with blue eyes that's supposedly from Nazareth or Bethlehem. I'm sorry.
Nah, I feel like those are two different crowds.
I'm just
Same
saying.
way how you can worship a fat Asian dude.
You not
two different
blind hair.
crowds.
You not blonde hair, blue eyed, and motherfucker.
At least the fat Asian dude stood for something or sat for something.
What I'm just saying is Jesus wasn't white. That's my only point. Matter of fact, I watched what the fuck is it? Messed Up History on the Snapper chat.
I saw a TikTok. A nigga said God was a woman. Oh no, God was a single mother, and Jesus is a white woman.
Oh shit. That's funny and fucked up at the same time. Oh man.
Which you know what?
Praise God.
Not mad at. Not mad at. Not mad at.
So Jesus is Drake, nigga. What the fuck happened? Is that what you're trying to tell us? Anyway.
No, nigga, Drake is Joseph.
Oh man.
Oh God. Wait, was that the one that was with Mary? Joseph? Wait. Jesus, yeah, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Yeah, that was the one.
Oh shit. Anyway, so I was watching the best of history on the Snapper chat, and it kind of made me think about Jesus like in a different light, but like really like a real different light. Because they were saying like the description of Jesus, even like if we're gonna be real about the shit, you know what I'm saying? More than likely, Black Jesus, Arabic Jesus. You know what I mean? But this nigga, like, he had to be pointed out. He really did have to be pointed out in a crowd by Judas when Pontius Pilate came to get him. That's in Bible like text. He more than likely, he just looked like an average motherfucker. It ain't like he was just like, he wasn't just somebody just at the time was just so revering in the look that you just like, oh shit, that's Jesus. Like, he probably was like an average ass nigga. So it's like, on the real, if we gonna be, whatever your average Arabic guy looks like in the Middle East and shit, probably with a beard, who knows? It's probably what Jesus looked like. You know, like, I'm like, it's probably what he looked like. No, you look like a nigga.
Bitch, my nickname in high school was Jesus. Fuck you.
My
hair just got nappy.
Your nickname in high school and in middle school was nigga too. They didn't let you know that.
No, that was Jesus.
And nigga.
I was blessing niggas and bitches everywhere I went.
And nigga.
Well, you know.
You know you went to school with the racist white folk.
That was later on in high school. And even then, how you gonna ignore a nigga with a perm like that? Come on now, stop it. Bitch,
you just a nigga with a perm.
Bitch, my shit was laid. Only nigga you know can pull your bitch and I sell you weed after it, nigga.
Malcolm X was doing that shit before he found Islam. Shut up.
No, I just ain't found out like it. I still
I've been around the corner, nigga. Like
I still like bacon too much.
You right, nigga. That's why I ain't believe. That's why I believe
bacon and weed, nigga. You can't smoke weed and be a Muslim, nigga. Bacon and weed, nigga. I can't do it. And white bitches, bacon, weed, and white women. I can't give them up. Come on now.
You can't give up the white woman. I can't give up the
and
weed
not the weed
and the bacon.
I'll give up bacon before I give up weed and white.
I can't give up bacon, nigga. I'll give up ham, but I won't give up bacon.
I will give up all red. I will be a vegan before I give up weed and white women. I will let one of these white girls turn me and I'll be eating impossible everything, nigga.
You disgusting the black people. Oh my God. Thank God it ain't Black History Month now. Oh man, that shit was that's a red flag somewhere.
Not for the white girl I'm talking to.
Oh no, that's a red flag still. Oh
really.
Shit. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm not giving up bacon for sure. Not giving up weed. That's just a part of my nature. But I still love Farrakhan. He was supposedly he was giving his last sermon, I guess. I think it was this past Sunday. I had to work, so I couldn't. It was at 2:30, I believe. I had to work, so I didn't see it. But yeah, it's supposedly like his last one. You know what I'm saying? Because we know Farrakhan is kind of, you know, he up there in age now. So
about 85, 84.
I mean, like he was around when Malcolm was around and shit, nigga, and Elijah Muhammad was alive. So
how old is Farrakhan? Hey Siri, how old is Louis Farrakhan?
Louis Farrakhan is 88 years old.
Jesus. God damn, that was wild. That's 88 years old. God damn. Yeah, like him and Quincy. Yeah, him and Quincy up there. So it's like, yeah, it might be because his possible successor was on Breakfast Club last week too. It was like pretty much marketing for.
I hope it's not that corny ass light skinned nigga I seen a few years ago.
probably is. He was
I
light
hope not.
skinned. I mean,
He
like,
had a bad finger wave.
possibly bad, but
It was a
it
finger
might have
wave
been
and or
lighting.
an S curl.
It's not an S curl.
Okay,
I
so
smoke a
finger
lot of
wave.
weed, so the details of this story just escape me,
I can't
or at
remember
least
if
his
he had a
appearance.
finger wave.
But he was a
or S
light
curl.
skinned nigga, and he had glasses on. But
Cause I remember that nigga, the nigga I'm talking about, he said weed made black men bitches. Apparently.
he's
Something about
wrong.
estrogen and smoking a female plant gives you more estrogen, which is what the white man wants, so you don't have more testosterone. It was some silly shit. I was like, nigga, shut the why did you let this nigga on the show? Shut up, nigga.
Yeah, that stuff sound right to me, cause
He was one of Farrakhan's niggas too. He was like a
I
Nation of
smoke.
Islam nigga. And I was
I
like,
smoke a lot of. Yeah, I mean,
where the
sometimes it's
fuck you
bullshit.
come from?
That's every religion, though. There's like, there's always gonna be some bullshit that come out as been said or this believed. But it's just like, nah, because I know niggas that smoke weed every day, all the time,
They will shoot the
and
fuck out of you
yeah, and
and
I'm
or
like,
punch you in the fucking
yeah,
face.
they waiting for you to act the fucked up so they can shoot you in the fucking mouth.
Ain't nobody
Not kill
lacking no
you.
testosterone
Like
like that.
you do know you can live without the bottom half of the mouth, right?
I thought low T was something only old white dudes dealt with. Low testosterone or something like that.
They need that
Don't they make
Nugenics
like
Total T.
yeah, I was gonna say don't they make like powder for that or something? You can like make a shake for it.
No, you get Nugenics Total T now.
You gotta get Nugenics Total T.
Send the bag.
You either old or in a bad place. And yes, send the bag. How many hip hop podcasts you gonna hear a Nugenics Total T reference on? God damn it. How many?
Nugenics Total T.
All my Carhartt workers, what's up? Or wearers.
What a patented boosted man boosted formula. Oh, you know what?
Patented, bitch.
Send the script, we'll do it. I said the script, we'll do it. I'll be happy to do a Nugenics Total T.
Jesus Christ.
I will be happy to do an ad for that.
What's that nigga named Vince, that big bald head ass motherfucker on them commercials? Be looking at all the little smaller guys like, hey, look, you want to fuck bitches like I do? Come drink this shit that I'm drinking. Go pop these pills with me.
And your woman would like it too. Like what? Like what the fuck?
I'm not even sure what she'll like from watching that commercial.
Like what the fuck?
Is it the dick? Is it like am I gonna be more masculine? What are you talking about here?
I'm not gonna condemn this bag, so I'm not gonna say what my next joke is because I'm really wanting back. You
Shout
know
out to
what?
Nugenics.
I would just like to see the offer. I would like to see the offer because the offer to me would tell me how well y'all actually doing. And if y'all doing great, then I'll be damn sure willing to do that.
Oh, they're doing fine. I'm sure they're doing pretty good.
I mean,
I'm sure they're doing pretty. Bro, do you see the times they air their commercials? They're doing pretty good.
But here's my thing about that. Here's my thing about the Nugenics.
And where they air those commercials.
Yeah, you're right. But here's my thing about the Nugenics thing, though. All right, Nugenics versus Viagra. This is completely off of the docket, but this makes it like this makes it here now.
Content, baby, content.
All right, Nugenics is supposedly supposed to like boost your testosterone and shit, give you more energy, and give you a higher sex drive naturally because you're adding the testosterone that your body loses over time. Right. Viagra is supposedly just, or Blue Chew or whatever, pop this bitch 6-7 hours or immediately you get a boner because nigga, you trying to smash this chick that you think is cold, but you got some ED problem. Sometimes it happens with time. You know what I mean? You don't really care to go and work out and shit. You just need that, yeah, again. You know what I mean? So if you're not working out, do you really even need the Nugenics? Because you could just pop a blue chew and be like, yeah. If you working
Feel
out, then
like if you
cool.
buy a Nugenics, I'm not exactly sure what it does for your dick, but I feel like if you're buying that, you got
They were
other
just saying they women
issues.
would like it too. If you
But
going through,
that was the after effect with Viagra, Cialis, and Blue Chew, all of that shit. Getting your dick hard is the main thing. What you do with your dick after it's hard is what you do.
that's what I'm saying.
Doesn't necessarily mean your girl is gonna like it. It's just gonna be hard. You gonna still have the same dick. I don't know what Nugenics does to your body or to you after you get out. Oh, after a certain age, as they say, that makes it where it's more make you as an older dude more attractive to the chick. I don't know. I don't get it, but I'll sell it.
Well, I do know that your testosterone level and the woman's estrogen level, as far as pheromone, is like as both go down as we get older.
I don't think that got shit to do with Nugenics. They
I
selling
don't
you
think it has.
fucking protein powder. They got pills.
I think it does have a little bit to do with something because the point behind it is correct when at least the selling point is. As you get older, your testosterone lowers as a man. There's no way around that. That's what naturally fucking happens. You get slower. You don't really want to. It's not a steroid, but when you start, but nigga, if you still in the gym and you just like, damn, nigga, why the fuck can't I do this 2-hour John no more? Like I'm only 41, nigga. I was doing this shit at 40. Like, what the nigga? Is supposed to give you that extra boost of testosterone so you could get through it like you normally fucking would. And as you normally would, you should normally gain and sustain your wood. Pun intended. Whereas Viagra is specific towards like your wood don't work, so this will give you wood.
Well, I feel like whether it's that or any other supplement like Nugenics, I feel like there's a lot of shit that can do that. Just like it's a lot of shit that can work for your dick, man. I don't know if nigga, I don't think that niggas take Nugenics for fun, nigga. Myself personally, and a lot of people I
Nah.
know have taken Viagra just to be like, hey, let's see what happens. And then you just fuck longer than you would have anyway.
At this point, I think if I,
It's
because I'm
not
not even
that big a
30
deal.
yet, that if I start taking Nugenics, the
I
only
don't think
thing,
that's the thing yet. No, no,
yeah,
no.
I like just the, let's just say I did the 30-day
Unless a
trial of it.
doctor is telling you to do that, I don't
Yeah,
think you
I
should
think
do
what
that.
that would do, like it would do nothing more than make hair grow faster in places I don't want it to grow. And yeah, I'll just be walking around with this natural boner all day, every day, all the time. That shit hurts after a while. You know, your balls hurt. You don't want that. Just saying. Like I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't do that at all. But I do have the concern of, all right, if your John just don't work, and then you take a Nugenic, can you still take Viagra? Or does those two things cancel out?
I feel like a combination of that might give you a heart attack.
That's what I feel too. That's why I'm like,
That's like mixing meth and heroin.
yeah, it don't seem
That's
like
not
that
in
shit.
like the Hitler dosage, like in like a maximum dosage.
At the very least, your liver should fail like tomorrow. Like I just don't feel like that should be pumping that much through your body. We need to get a doctor on the show. I have a lot of like questions to ask, like a real doctor and shit.
Yeah, we should do
All the people I know that are like going through their medical degrees, like kind of like hate me now. So shout out to you ladies.
It's always the way. Yeah. Always the way.
All right, so what else we got? Oh, you had a list of the all-time most corniest niggas of all time. I have some disagreements, but you can read the list to the people.
Well, I think the people already know this list because somehow this list escaped us last week. I don't know how. Few of our reoccurring friends of the show were.
They're not friends of the show.
Guest on this list.
They're not friends of the show.
I think they're harsh.
You know, if you didn't drink Tito's, sometimes I would care a little bit more about what you think sometimes. But you drink Tito's.
Drink Tito's or not, bitch? I motherfucking better give a fuck about what, bitch. You bitch. Anyway,
stop drinking Tito's, nigga. Disgusting.
Bitch, I drink what I drink Flint water if I fucking want to.
Don't do that, nigga. That's gonna make you retarded.
I'm already retarded. Hey, look.
I'm about to say you already have a chemical disimbalance, nigga. You know, you'll be like really like. You make good content. Be like Cardi B. Shine in your craziness, nigga.
Don't tell nobody, folk. Eyes out of here.
Everybody know it. Everybody know already. Anyway, corny list.
We got people that are considered the most corny of all time. Like I said, I don't know how this shit flew past us last week. I really don't know.
Disputes.
I don't understand. Huh?
I have disputes, but continue.
You have disputes. I have a few disputes myself. But at the same time, in said disputes, the list is the list. So first we got the one and only Will Smith. Long time running, corny motherfucker. Supposed corny alleged. That's the word we're gonna say. Long time running, alleged corny motherfucker.
But you know what? I didn't want to put him on the list. He was one of my disputes until I thought about it.
He's one of my disputes. Why is he not one of your disputes? He's definitely one of my disputes.
The only reason he's
literally he's the first person on the list. He's my first dispute. With the list.
The only reason I wouldn't dispute it is because we all love Will Smith. We love the content that Will Smith put out. Although, and this is, I think, is a terrible thing, they're doing a sequel to I Am Legend with Michael B. Jordan. And I'm just like, all right, so now we going.
How do they make that work? I thought everything died.
Yeah, but then you have to go to the deleted scene where he lived.
I saw it. I got it on DVD, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I'm thinking they're going with that as the actual ending now. I don't know. Anyway, terrible idea. But anyway, we love what Will Smith has done. What makes him corny and what has made him corny, I think, puts him in the is because of what Jada has put out, done, and said about their personal interactions as a married couple within the last couple of years. I think he's always been a running person, but it's like, all right, look, you keep putting out great content, and you are black. Yeah, you ain't done no kundum. So it's like, you can't say he done anything corny as far as kundum. But your woman that made you look corny as fuck in a bunch of fucking ways. If she wouldn't have said what she said, not saying that she shouldn't have an outlet to speak and do what she do. She has a right. She can do what she do. Some shit should just not be said for the public to consume. Some of us don't care. Like I don't give a fuck who you fucking or how you fucking. But there's motherfuckers out there.
I mean, when it's mainstream, it's entertaining.
Yeah, there's motherfucking
Entertainment is
jobs. This
entertainment, right?
whole thing is to exploit such information as it comes out. So therefore, I think he makes the list not by his own doing completely. 80% by someone else's own doing.
See, I feel like that's more in line with my point because that's why I think he shouldn't be on the list. The reason he's on the list right now is 80% not his fucking fault.
You're right. That's what I'm saying. Yep.
So he shouldn't even be on the fucking list. Like
shouldn't be on the
Laverne
list.
Cox was just on the whatever award show just happened. Laverne Cox, the chick that the chick from Orange is the New Black. I think it's a chick. I think I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, now, yeah.
Her. Anyway.
Yeah.
Was on the red carpet or whatever carpet with Will and Jada was leaving. And she was like, huh, ain't gonna be no more entanglements, right? And Jada was like, she looked up at Will like, no more of that.
It's not Will's fault completely.
Even Will was like, all
right. Now, Will is like, I've always, and we've discussed this, I've always had this thing about how nasty Hollywood is. And it is. When you reach the level that Will Smith has as a black guy in Hollywood, in cinema, which means you are the top tier, you up there. Whether they snub you on Oscars or not, nigga, you attain that. Especially from a nigga, and you gotta trust, like, and this is my thing about him, you gotta trust sometimes what the fuck this nigga saying, because he is legit a nigga who had it, lost it, and got it back in tenfold. So he know what money, success.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he is that guy who has legit done it before our very eyes. Now, Joyner Lucas may have looked a little corny when he was like, well, at least people were saying when the Will song came out and shit, like, you dick riding. Like, nah, nigga, that nigga has some shit to say, and he is a hero to a lot of people, and as deservingly so. Yeah. But to play the game to get to that point, it's almost like Obama. You can't be Chuck D and play the political game to make you president. Not a lot of people gonna like you at that time in 2008. You gotta have Obama. Somebody who can play the political game to get some shit done that needs to get done. Him in the same similar place. You know what I mean? Will Smith, to achieve that level of stardom within Hollywood and cinema, played the game the way it needs to get done, and now he's in control of a lot of shit that is actually his. Now, the corniness of running for corniness, in my opinion, all comes from, all right, if you see the nigga playing the game. It's like, that nigga look like a coon or coonish. You'd say that. But nah.
I don't think you can say that.
You can reach for that.
What cool move has Will ever made?
I mean, like,
other than maybe doing a movie or two. Yeah, you have to reach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
maybe doing a movie or two.
You could reach for that.
Yeah, what you talking about?
But you could reach for. You could Umar for it. You know what I mean? You could do Umar for it. I'm not gonna do it, but you could. And it's like, versus what he does, really, realistically, you can't give him a line. I was like, you wouldn't put him in it. But then Jada started talking. That
ain't got shit to do with him. No, stop doing that. That is Jada Pinkett Smith, not Jada Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith. Will Smith is who we talking about, who's on this list. Stop crediting his corniness to her and then putting it back on him. That's not how corniness works.
But his
especially
corniness
with the niggas we talk about on this list.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. His corniness was exposed, son. Like, we didn't know.
No, niggas thought he was corny before Jada even came in the picture.
That's what I'm saying. You was a runner. You was in running for Corny. But it's like there wasn't enough.
That's why I said in the beginning, long standing.
There wasn't enough proof and juice to put the nigga on the list. But Jada ran off at her mouth about some shit that shouldn't have been talked about on her outlet. I feel
the Tupac jokes alone, my guy.
Nigga.
Those hurt my heart. I ain't never even fucked Jada before. And they hurt me.
Nigga.
They hurt my feelings. Like, I know we'll see them bitches not trying to see and be like,
fam, I'm a happily married man. Like, I couldn't imagine my like being the person, like my wife saying that shit. And like, I have to see that shit on my phone or whatever. And like, she don't tell me about it. Or it's like, she just don't even think about it. Oh, that shit was nothing. And I got to see the shit trending on Twitter. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
And then I find out you fucked an R&B singer. Yo, look. Hey.
It makes me look bad. Especially when we all know, even though Jada and Pinkett or Jada Pinkett Smith
doesn't matter,
or a power couple, Will is the driving force of the power.
Are we still calling him that?
At this point, I wouldn't say so.
That's what I'm saying. Are we? Come on.
Nah, they're not a power couple, and it used to be relationship goals, and they really fell off on that.
I feel like
everybody wanted that Jada Pinkett and Will Smith love.
But wait. Before you go any further, because I know where you're going with this. In order for you to love a motherfucker wholly, right? In order for you to fully love a motherfucker, everything they come with, good, bad, all of that, right? Mm-hmm. As a married man, of course, yourself, I'm sure you can understand that sometimes you have to swallow a pill from time to time that you might not want to swallow. For just maybe just in public or whatever, just for the betterment of right now or the overall situation that comes with the game, that comes with the territory. So, yeah, there are times when my wife might, not my wife, because I don't have one, but from Will, Jada might go out and fucking say something. As Will, what do I do when I love this girl with everything? Even if she embarrasses me. To a nigga that grew up loving me. To you, to that guy that grew up loving me and looking at me a certain way. Now because my wife did this, you look at me a certain way. What do I do with that when I love you, man? What do I do with that? Other than be like, shit. That shit happens. Sometimes I don't know. Shit, you gotta.
You right.
That's the game, especially when it's at that level in that type of eye.
You right, but it doesn't exclude you, in my opinion, from the list because it's not your fault all the way that you're on the list. You did what you did.
Yeah, no, he's partly on the list because of the beginning of his career.
Yeah,
the other half is Jada.
Yeah, like you did what you did in public. You did what you did in public or in private that led you to either a nomination that should be on the list or made you suspect towards it. Or you even did it, just nobody knew.
I don't even know why he's on there for the beginning of his career. The beginning of his career wasn't that bad.
Like I said, when you playing the game, there's going to be those. I think
he's solely on there for Jada. Now that I think about it, I think he's solely on there for Jada.
No, you still got to put 20% because, like I said, like you were in the running because it was words that you might be
bad movies.
No, wait, hold up. When you playing the game, it does look coonish because you don't know the real intentions of a motherfucker until you start seeing what they do, when they attain the fame, I should say. And he started, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's never been that person to where it's like, all right, I'm just holding on to this shit. I'm not giving back. Woo, woo, woo. So I think that, like, all right, that started taking them out of the coon conversation. You know what I mean? And everything was looking upward. It's just like, all right, this nigga just been famous so long. That nigga just talk a little bit cleaner than the rest of us. It's cool. Fuck it. We kind of just started paying it no attention. You know what I mean? It was just like, nigga, you just too damn positive for real life. Like,
no, I don't think that's what happened. I think hip hop became hip hop, and you had to respect it. I grew up around too many people that were
hip hop became hip hop. You had to respect it.
Yeah, I'm talking about in terms of what Will. I think hip hop became hip hop, and you had to respect what Will Smith did, no matter how you felt about it. And I grew up around too many motherfuckers that was, and what I mean by too many, I mean like as the adults around me as a kid were enthralled with the fact that Will Smith could rap without cussing, because they didn't pay no attention before gangster rap, because it wasn't on most motherfuckers' radar until gangster rap. Will Smith came out and it was, wow, Parents is on it. That's a great record, but you know, it's just, why isn't it? And then he became his own thing, but he was corny to hip hop. I think that's why he's on this list. Partly because of that, and mostly because of Jada.
Oh yeah.
Partly because niggas thinking that 20% that you talking about, I give you that. The 20% is corny rapper Will Smith. The other 80 is corny husband Will Smith. I feel like throwing that 80% in there ain't fair, because nigga gotta do what he gotta do.
I don't think it's all corny husband. I think some things that you do with your spouse,
or what niggas think is corny
husband. With your spouse and things like that, or
you gotta do what you gotta do to keep your fucking house together.
Yeah, but I don't think everything should be shared. Like,
I'm not leaving. I'm still.
It's like, you know what I'm saying? We all, like, us as men, the ladies too. When your significant other, you know what I'm saying, like, lays it down in the bedroom, you know what I mean? You might discuss it. Like, yo, I just, you know what I'm saying? My bitch, like, you know what I'm saying? Threw that bitch back that last night, nigga. That shit was fire. Like, nigga, because you like, yo, I'm excited. Like, that shit was wild. Women do the same exact thing. That does happen. But in that same regard, if you do speak on what you speak on in a negative sense, like, yeah, my man dick little, or that bitch pussy loose, or whatever the fuck.
I mean, is that really?
Yeah.
I think Jada.
It's like, all right, when you're talking amongst your homies, your homegirls, whatever, that's one thing. But when we saying this shit is as far as a whole public media thing, that's too much. Like, all right, you already had to expose the nigga for the entanglement that you had to acknowledge because your side piece ran his mouth off too much.
This is why you could never date a Kardashian.
But I know I couldn't. And then
this is why you could never date a Kardashian.
I know I couldn't.
Whatever reason that you about to give is exactly why you could never date a Kardashian.
Oh, I know. But then you also have the on side of that shit of, all right, we had to acknowledge the August Alsina shit because the world fucking found out. And now we have
that's the first person either of them cheated on each other with. That's just the one we know about. That's not the first person fucking Jada them fucked. That's not the first person. Will ain't never fuck nobody. He just looked corny in that instance because of how it was framed.
Yeah.
In their whole 20-some-odd year relationship, don't tell me neither one of them fucked somebody.
It's not that's not the point of what we finding out. Is what we finding out. It's not. Listen, look, these motherfuckers could have had a completely open relationship and no one not known.
I believe they said that at one point. No, that was in the news at one point that they were in open relationship.
But my point is that nobody would have known who's is fucking or whatever, because there was no flaw within marriage to where it was like, this is detrimental, and if it did get out, it could be embarrassing to either I or. But it's like, no, this was supposed to be like, we not cool with this. And you did it, and then you had to acknowledge and like, all right, I knew about it. But then it got out there. Now we have to acknowledge. All right, fine, we have to acknowledge. Get it out of the way because now it's heat. And you have a way to manage the heat because you have an outlet. Specifically, that gives, I hate this fucking word, tea.
Mhm.
I do not have that. I have ventures. I have this shit that I'm doing with Disney Plus. I have these movies that I'm working on. I have, you know what I'm saying, my positive shit I do on Instagram. I don't do tea. So we have to acknowledge this shit. Boom, we acknowledge. Time goes on. Matter of fact, maybe about a year and some change. Go on. Maybe less than that. I don't know. I smoke a lot of weed. And then the next thing comes out, unfucking warranted, if I might say myself. Oh, yeah, I don't like the way Will fuck me. What? Bitch, you didn't even have to say this shit at all. You could have shut it the fuck up. You could have completely just said, it's not, you know, it's not always great. You could have done
He
anything.
didn't have to say that.
Anything, any fucking thing. But you say, I don't like the way that he fucked me. He be throwing up after sex. Oh, God. Damn it. It's not Will's fault, but it is Will's fault. But it's only Will's fault, and it makes him look corny because now we know about it. So he make the list.
This is a long list, so we gotta move on, nigga.
I'm just
Does he
saying
make
he
the
make the
list or
list.
not? He does.
He makes
to
the
you?
list for me. Yeah.
It's an X for me, dog. It's an X for me. I can't do it. I can't do it to Will. I've
I don't want to,
gotten
but I got to put him there.
I've gotten jiggy with this shit too many times. You feel me? Next on the list, Wayne Brady.
No dispute.
Now,
No dispute.
no dispute.
White people like Wayne Brady because he makes Malcolm X. I mean,
like Brian Gumbo.
Yeah,
Brian
Brian
Gumbo look like Malcolm.
Like Malcolm X.
Rest in
That's
peace.
truth. It is truth.
He was
It
really
is
mad
true.
about that.
I know he
really mad
was.
about
I
that.
know he was. Big. I saw the Breakfast
He
Club
was
interview.
really mad about
That was
that.
one of the first Breakfast Club interviews I watched in a while too.
Me
And I watched
too.
it.
Me too. Because
And,
I was like, what is this nigga about to talk about? I ain't heard from this nigga in years.
Right.
What is this nigga talking about?
But when I watched it, I'm just like, yeah, nigga, you know, like, I know you mad about it, but you know you was right. It's like, you know you was, like, you know you was right. You know you was right, fam.
Right.
Like, it's not your fault per se, but just like Will Smith, it's not your fault, but it is. No,
I feel like, see, that's why I say I'm kind of with you on the undisputed shit because or the no dispute because I feel like Wayne Brady earned that spot more so than Will Smith.
yeah,
They're probably they're
but
probably the two biggest names. Yeah, they're the two older people that are the biggest names on a big. Every name on this list is a big name, but they're the older ones on this list, and I feel like Wayne Brady earned that more so than Will.
But see, my thing with Wayne Brady, and this is
and not on purpose. I don't think Wayne did it to himself on
and
purpose.
this is no malice against Wayne Brady because I fuck with Wayne Brady.
I think he's funny as fuck, but he's always looked like a cornball to everybody.
Yeah, I think he may be cool people's for real, but it's like I'm like
I'm sure he
like,
is.
Yeah, like I don't have no like there's no malice against him
Any black
at
man
all.
that comfortable wearing a fedora in California.
Yeah.
Come on. He gonna take you somewhere. He gonna take your ass to brunch with some badass white bitches.
Oh yeah, and
Like
it's gonna be
you gonna have a good time.
and you're gonna think this is the corniest shit ever until you
You gonna have a
leave and
good
there's a
time.
brick of cocaine in the limo and it's like,
He don't want
so
none, but he like, yo, have at it.
yeah, you know how he smells. So who's going in first? Like nigga, fucking doing cocaine and brick of cocaine with Wayne Brady. Yes, I am. Like anyway, like
Hey, I'm with it.
same thing that goes, I think, for Wayne Brady is the same thing I think for Will, but I think it looked cornier for, and this is my undisputed point.
Like
It
you
looks
really
cornier for
tried to
Wayne
shit on
Brady.
Will.
No, I'm saying it looks cornier for Wayne Brady because Wayne Brady wasn't ever in a position to attain what Will did.
I don't think the list is arguing that Wayne Brady isn't cornier than Will Smith.
No,
It's just saying he is corny.
Yeah, what I'm saying is like that's my point. To like, I can't not dispute it because if I was one of those people that was calling Will Smith a coon, which I'm not, or a sellout, which I'm not. People have and people do, nigga.
I've heard sellout. I've never heard.
Yeah, but well, I'm same thing. In a sense, like you say, in the cinema game, it's kind of like you're sucking some old white man's dick. Like if they call you a sellout, then
Nigga,
like,
that's the black and famous game.
If you want to play it that way, whatever. But
you black and got over $20 million,
like,
you had to fuck somebody.
Like Will came up, like Will went from Summertime to the Oscars for acting. Multiple times, not two, and they, you know how they don't like
multiple times.
But I'm saying for acting, not for music, for acting.
No, I'm saying he did both. He went to the Grammys multiple times. He went to the Oscars multiple times.
It's not about the
Oscars more.
It's not about. But what I'm saying is, my point isn't about the Grammys. It's not about music. My point is what he accomplished as far as cinema is what really propelled him. You can get there one time being a nigga sometime. When you get there multiple times, and then the times you're not there and you had a performance that was really good, when people were like, you should have nominated him for that, or you should have gave him this for that, or at least a nomination. He achieved a certain level that Wayne Brady could not have. And did not.
I don't think Wayne Brady was ever given that chance.
No, he was not that person.
What was Wayne Brady?
But that's what makes.
Wayne Brady
but
was
what I'm
always
saying is like the
comedy.
corniness that is Wayne Brady.
Nigga said Wayne Brady.
And the fact that he never got to be that chance.
Did Wayne Brady want to do that? Did Wayne Brady ever want to be like a movie star? I thought he was always like a comic.
Yeah, he was a comic, but I think he wanted to.
He was just a super clean comic.
Yeah, he was super clean, but he wanted to get to that point of. I think he. Remember at the time when the Arsenio Hall show was too raw. The Arsenio Hall show was too. When it was first
original
run.
One.
Yeah, first run.
Well, I guess the second one wasn't too raw. Nobody was watching it.
No, time came. Yeah, time came and gone.
Yeah, nobody really cared.
Yeah, nobody came. And I fuck with Arsenio, but it was like time came and gone. But the first run, that was too. Yeah, that was too raw. The Chris Rock show was too raw. Like it was like the black shows that had something like black talk shows or whatever that was done in that sense or in that format was always a little too raw. And he wanted to do it a little bit cleaner, but not whitewash clean. He wasn't able to do it the way he wanted to do it. And they tried to whitewash clean him. He had to play the game. He told the story. He had to play the game to get to where he wanted to be. And I feel like he's still hungry because he's not where he wants to be yet. But he still looked corny along the way. Like, he is who he is. It's not like the situation makes him uncorny. That is who he is.
But
The
what
situation just
actually
doesn't help.
but what actually makes Wayne Brady corny other than his personality and the people he's been around? Really, what actually makes him think about it? The
That,
only
nigga,
thing
that's
we know
enough.
him to be cool for is Chappelle Show. Maybe that talk show. I remember that talk show wasn't
The
that bad. I
morning I
remember watching
wake
that talk show.
up and I put on my makeup. That shit.
Is
I
what
say a
that's
little prayer
Chappelle
for
Show shit.
you.
That's Chappelle Show.
No, that was actually a thing before that.
I know, but nigga, they basically memed it on Chappelle Show before memes existed.
I know, but that was that's a it's a thing. Like you like it
No, I
was done
remember
for
it.
real.
I
Yeah, it
remember
was.
it.
Yeah, I remember it
But
too. It
I
was
remember
done
the
for real.
original one. That's why it was funny
Yeah,
when he did it on the show. Because it was like, oh, because then he fucking choked out the cop. That's why it was funny.
because you're never going to hear about it, bitch. Oh, you kill people
Wayne
back
Brady
there,
gonna have
Wayne.
to choke a bitch.
You kill people back there, Wayne.
I think that was one of my ringtones for a while. It was Wayne Brady saying, "Is Wayne Brady gonna have to choke a bitch?" I think that was one of my text message ringtones for a long time. Like on
You're
the
like,
sidekick I
Hose Dave Hose.
had.
Evening, bitches. Like,
That shit, bro. That was classic.
but
But see, I almost feel like it's a part of me. Maybe it's the coon in me. There's a part of me that wants to say.
oh, your inner Ezekiel light's coming out. There we go.
There's a part of me that wants to say Wayne Brady's cooler than Will Smith solely because of that Chappelle Show skit.
Nah, you can't.
I feel like that
Stop it.
Chappelle Show skit might have gave him equivalent stock to where Will Smith was at that time.
Stop it, there you lying. I'm not gonna let you do that. Next on the list.
Oh, next we got our boy Drizzy. OVO Drizzy, Mr. Drizzy Drake Aubrey Graham himself.
Corny,
I
yes.
feel like this
Tyrese Corny, no. So Tyrese should be in that spot.
Tyrese isn't even on the list.
He should be.
But
that's why
we're not saying what should it could be. We can make up our own corny list. Matter of fact, we should make up our own corny list. But we're going off this list, and Aubrey Graham is on it, and I don't think he should be.
Look, just because he looks like an albino over testosterone lesbian woman does not mean that he's corny. I like that nigga's music a lot. Like, I'm not gonna motherfucking do that and say that he's overly cornier than Tyrese. I won't do that. That's wrong. That's wrong.
If anybody, look,
that's wrong. That's wrong.
You don't know the rest of the people on this list. And out of this list, if anybody shouldn't be on this list, it's him. The second person that shouldn't be on this list, is Will Smith. But other than that, everybody else has a reasonable argument to be on this list, except for Drake and Will Smith.
Yeah, I can't, like, dog, that shit is wrong. Like, it's like, when you that level of stardom, like Drake, like Michael Jackson, like Jay-Z, like Queen Bee, like Ariana Grande, like Mariah Carey, you one of the biggest in the world at doing what you do. 300 million people might love you. There's 50 million people, 75 million people that don't give a fuck about you and actually will troll you. I'm not giving those 75 million enough to propel Drake onto the all-time corny list.
Moving on.
Yeah, it's not. No.
Oh, here we go. This is the star of the show, of course. Shadrick Mossington, the one and only Bow Wow Whistle, wow, 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 yippee yo, yippee
What up? This is episode 195. There's at least
yeah.
30 episodes of my reasoning as to why he should be on this Corny list. So I don't even think I have to reiterate. Like, I personally.
I mean, I can make an argument for him not to be on the list.
Nope,
But I
I
think
got like Mike.
I think the argument can't. My argument that I would make cancels itself out because he did an album with Omarion. So,
And like Mike.
like Mike is part of my reasoning why he shouldn't be on this list. We were at the age when Like Mike came out to still reasonably be fans of Bow Wow to the point where it was like, wow, that's cool to see that rapper kid that I listen to do a movie. I remember watching that movie and being like, that's, I wasn't like, oh, little Bow Wow, but I was like, that's cool.
No, that was the moment that I realized, and this might be why the reason why he is really on this list. That was a moment when I realized, and this was, I'm a soccer player, like origined in sport.
I'm a basketball.
I'm a better basketball player than some like soccer player today. But I started off playing soccer. Basketball came later. I'm only playing hoops for about a year, like on a regular. And I got my shit together a little bit. I'm a young bull. And that movie came out. And I realistically realized, like on Earth, like in reality, that I hooped better than that nigga. And that pissed me off.
See, I never watched it from that like point of view. I was never that into, even when I played basketball, I was always better at football than basketball. So I never like watched that. Like, I could outdo you, nigga. I was always the fat nigga on the basketball court. So I was always like better at football. But still.
Nah.
So it was like to see him do that. I think I went to the theater maybe to see Like Mike. I feel like I went to the theater to see Like Mike. And I was like, that was cool.
I did, but
I thought it was.
It cool. Wasn't by choice. I was with a group of. It was like a summer camp thing, and it was like we went to the movies to see that movie specifically on a certain day.
I don't remember how. I don't know if it was my request or not, but I feel like I saw that in the theater.
And that hurt my.
I didn't. To this day, I don't hate that movie. It's better than Like Mike 2. Like Mike 2 was horrible.
I wouldn't fail to acknowledge Like Mike 2 because
it wasn't Bow Wow. It wasn't Bow Wow. It was this other kid that was a good actor, but it was just bad.
No, it was. And I was smart enough at that time to realize I'm like, nigga, you probably like 2 inches taller than me at that point. I'm like, there's no way you out on, because me and my friends, like,
I mean, did you really think a 13-year-old would dunk on grown men that are 7 feet tall? Of course, it wasn't real. That was the movie.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like the other parts and scenes. I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm like, nigga, you fucking like you 4'11", like you 4'11", trying to be out here on a court with a bunch of 6 foot. The men like median nigga is 6'6".
Nigga,
like
a 13-year-old got the power of Michael Jordan in his shoes from a fucking telephone line getting electrocuted.
And I'm still taller than that nigga.
It's you're supposed, bless you, you're supposed to suspend belief. Nigga, nobody's watching that movie going, I could do that.
No, I could do you better. Pause. But
I mean,
like I can,
unless you got the power of Michael Jordan in your shoes, nigga. How?
There's only one celebrity, nigga, that
got the power of Kobe in your shoes.
Respect. Nigga? There's only one celebrity nigga that I respect with The Rock, and I actually would challenge him to a one-on-one game.
Oh,
and it's Chris Brown. That's the only person I like. I respect they hoops. That's the only person that's like celebrity that I respect their game.
I feel like Chris Brown could do enough cocaine to beat
outrun people.
anybody on any court.
I think. See, my whole thing is I can run all day on the defense and try and stop you.
No, he's gonna attack.
But yeah,
You
that
don't
cocaine,
have
that
your
yeah, that
knees
cocaine is
don't
something.
have your knees
Yeah,
don't have the wherewithal to cocaine.
No, not with cocaine. I would have to do 3 lines of cocaine to match his lines of cocaine to even try to be in that bitch. Like he coming just normal off like 7 lines. Like that's normal. He coming out there pretty much light at that point.
I feel like Shadrick did that at a time when he was supposed to do it.
Cedric didn't do that shit.
What you mean he didn't do
What
that?
at the right time? Like
no,
nah.
he did. He was 13 doing a fucking movie for fucking 13-year-old.
Oh, you talking about? I thought you were talking about cocaine. I'm sorry.
No, nigga. I don't know if that nigga had a coke problem. No, he definitely had a coke problem for me. But yeah, anyway.
He was living in his mama's basement. He had a problem.
Anyway. Was it his mama's basement or was it the basement of his house? And his mama lived there. Anyway.
Did he not live in his mother's basement? Was her name not on the motherfucking mortgage sign?
Because I bought the house for it. It doesn't count.
Because and you back in the motherfucking basement because you ain't got no house, nigga.
No, because I don't want to buy another one.
No, because you.
Did you ever see that nigga's episode of
nigga.
Cribs? Did you ever remember Bow Wow's episode of Cribs? That's matter of fact, that's another reason Bow Wow shouldn't be on this list. Did you see Bow Wow's episode of Cribs in 2003?
He ain't got that crib no more.
Probably 2002.
Nigga, that was 19 years ago, 20 years ago. Fuck out of here. He ain't got that crib no more.
But did you see it though? But did you see it?
It's foreclosed.
We talking about all time. I don't know if it is or is. He might have sold the bitch. All I know is you talking about all time.
You know what?
I know that was one of the, as a kid watching Cribs, that was one of the coldest joints I seen.
You know what puts him on that all-time corny list? And we're gonna leave it at this, and I'm gonna mic drop it right here. What puts that nigga on all-time corny list is this. We all know from what we know about MTV Cribs that crib was probably just as real as that motherfucker's private jet that he was flying around in 2016. Kiss my ass. Next on the list.
I feel like
bow wow wow yippee yo yippee yay on the list.
I feel like that was only true for some rappers, and I feel like, hear me out, because of the time period. Wait, because of the time period we talking about, and the house we're talking about, and that specific episodes of Cribs that I remember, I do not think Jermaine Dupri would let his mans go out like that.
Jermaine Dupri been trying to help that boy forever.
I think that was really his shit.
Look, that nigga got real daddy issues because Jermaine Dupri been trying to help that boy forever, and Jermaine just ain't been able to help him enough because that nigga just can't help fucking himself up. So I'm not putting that on Jermaine at all. That's fucking wrong.
I'm not putting it on him. I'm not putting it on him. I'm just saying.
That's bullshit.
I'm just saying at the time, there's no reason for Bow Wow.
I think So Def was
saying that shit not real.
We're not doing that.
So Def was thriving at the time.
And their whackness.
So, they were So Def wasn't whack when they were hot.
Yeah,
when So Def was hot, they were hot. They became whack after it because the sound and the time changed. But when they were hot, they were hot. Jermaine Dupri had everybody leaning with it, rocking with it in white tees. Stop.
Yeah, I was still waiting for Death Row to come back. Eventually it did.
Yeah, and today, nigga. It came back last week. Shut up.
Yeah. But
meanwhile, in my middle school dance with a bunch of white bitches, I'm clean with it. Nigga, that was the dumbest dance ever, but the bitches used to do that shit, boy.
We was all there, nigga. We was all there.
That shit was hot.
In the white forces and the big ass tall tees, we was all there. We was there.
Era with the
Dickies on
to the back with the Dickies sagging, nigga. The forces. Stop playing.
You didn't have the forces you had on the Tim. Like it was fucking Harlem.
Either one
Like,
of them. I would switch them out. I had both.
like shit. Nah,
I had, but at that
Tim's
time,
have
nigga,
always been too
I
heavy for
still
my
rock.
feet to just have on too long. Nigga, it's just like I can't do it. I can't do it.
I don't know if it was just because my
Just give me
feet
calluses
wasn't.
on my heels and shit.
I was about to say, I don't know if it was because my feet wasn't that big and the shoe was just made for a bigger foot at the time. But I remember when I was younger rocking Tim's and like I'd be like, yo, this is like these shoes are fucking heavy. This is a lot to do to look cool.
It was too much.
These shoes are heavy.
Like
and then, as I got older, I'm like, oh,
I can make a full dash in some fucking Air Force Ones. I can't do that shit in no Timbs, nigga. Like I'm caught by the police at that point. I'm caught by the police, nigga. I'm not gonna
bust
try
your whole chin open.
I'm not gonna try and
run in some Timberlands, nigga.
Like nigga, you caught me with dope. Like you done caught me. Sorry, I'm not gonna go into prison with the fucking
feed that shit to it.
With the motherfucking chin gash and shit because I tried to jump over a fence but fail, nigga. And like,
you're gonna fail.
Son. Yeah.
If you like in this outfit, you in this pants, Dickies, or any kind of pants, and a not lumber, motherfucking Timberlands. No, don't run from the police. Just let them take you. You ain't gonna win that fight. You ain't gonna win that run. You ain't gonna win that fight. Well, you might win the fight because you got
look, fam.
You're not gonna win the run.
You looking forward to winning that tryout. That's what you looking forward to winning that. Like tryout.
If you stomp them out, you're not gonna win the trial.
No, you're not.
If you use the Timberlands as a weapon, you're not gonna win.
You might as well. You might as well just give up at that point. Like, nigga, I want wrong shit today. Like for this bitch, like I want wrong shit. Next on the list, we know who's there.
Oh man, it is the one and only. Oh, and I hate to say his name, only because he's grown on me over the years. I used to think he was rightfully on this list for a long time. I thought he was rightfully on this list until I met some bad bitches that put me up on music, got me hip to the vibe. And I started peeping it, and I was like, oh, okay. And then certain TV shows came out, certain music came out, and I said, yo, maybe this kid is a little weird, but he's kind of cool. Childish Gambino.
I think I can't put him on the list, man. Same thing. Except for like he ain't got his wife or baby mama like speaking out on. Is Will Smith. I can't do it. Can't do it.
I'm not putting them on the same tier now. That's
I'm not at this point. At this point, no, I'm not gonna put them on the same tier. But I'm not gonna be like, all right, I'm putting them on the tier because it's the same shit in the sense of, all right.
Childish Gambino does not have a bitch as 80% of the reason we think he's corny. Childish Gambino is 100% of the reason anybody has ever thought he was corny. Be it comedy or music. He is the reason niggas have thought he was corny. he's an okay comic. He's a better actor. And he's a good rapper.
But I think he plays to the politics to a degree of, or was playing to the politics of to cinema, to Hollywood, I should say, because he was doing like the comedy, the movies, the TV, all at one time.
Which by itself,
he found his pocket to where
crazy.
He don't.
That's
because
his own accolade.
Yeah, but if you look at it, and this is why I say like I don't really want to put him on the list, or I'm disputing it, is because, all right, once he found his pocket, he didn't really venture out from it because that was his outlet.
He's still in pocket. I'm still waiting for new music. I feel like his next album is gonna be crazy.
His album, like he ain't making rap albums. Shit,
I know, but I feel like his next album is gonna be crazy.
And I still love him. I still love the music. I still love the music, whether he rapping or not. Like that nigga's musically creative like a motherfucker.
Where like that,
and
I guess I should clean up what I said.
he has full creative control over what they do with Atlanta.
I
So
should clean up what I said.
it's not like he's cooning out to anybody at this point, but what he's done in the past as far as creativity does put him in the pocket of, all right, this nigga does or did look corny.
I feel like niggas think
But
more
his
so now
natural
he did look corny.
but his natural essence, like if you look at him or are paying attention to the way he moved, he more low key than corny. And I think that's what puts me in the dispute process of like, all right, you played the corniness. I've been there. You've played into corniness for a specific reason. And now you've gotten to a place where now you don't have to play into the corniness. And when people see you or people want to associate with you, they expect you to act corny, but you is really on your chill. Comedy, perfect example is when Jamie Foxx asked that nigga to come up on fucking stage. I think it was the BET Awards or whatever award show that nigga did. And Childish Gambino came in that bitch with some pajamas on pretty much. That nigga told him to come up on stage, crack a dance for him. That nigga was looking at him like, what? You want me to come up here and dance, nigga? I was cool in my seat. What the fuck is... That was the look he had on his face. Like, I'm trying to maintain my chill, and you want me to come up here to be corny.
But if niggas know you as the corny, no, you don't get that when you put yourself out there as a corny guy. When you playing in pocket as the corny guy, you can be as cool and low key as you want to be. When you in pocket as the corny guy, and the nigga asks you to be the corny guy, don't be surprised. Don't be the corny guy if you don't want to be asked that. Be the low key guy. It's hard to be the low key guy. But what I'm saying is, that,
you're not in that pocket no more. So it's like, all right, I can call you corny and say that you corny.
Jamie Foxx wouldn't do that today.
For a 6 year, he wouldn't. For a 6 year period, because you've made yourself the corny guy. But after you've outgrown that, I can't assume that you're just going to still be the corny guy and still should put you on a current corny list. For example, I thought Logic was dope for a hot minute. And then he got super corny. And then it was like, all right, I can't just, when I fuck with you when you wasn't corny, all right, for sure. But I can't just keep you, like, I can't say you didn't get cornier. No, nigga, you did. You didn't regress in corniness. There wasn't no play into something to get somewhere. Nah, you played into corniness to be more corny.
So that's something. There's something to be said about this list then and what you just said. Can the people on this list and have the people on this list had the chance to be not corny and not taken advantage of? I feel like everybody on this list has been not corny at certain points. But then I also feel like everybody on this list has been perceived to be cornier than
Logic is the next on the list, ain't it?
Logic is the last person on this list, but we can talk about him next. And we'll make the guy that was next to him last.
Okay, I'm gonna incorporate the two together then. So Childish Gambino's cornies, I think, was a play into it. Just similar to Will Smith's play into it. Like, you're going to play into what you need to do, and it may be perceived as corny, it may be perceived as cooning, it may be perceived as uncool, whatever the fuck. But you playing into something to get yourself into a position of where you can call the shot that you want to make. It may not be pretty all the time, but eventually when you get there, you can call what you can make. You may have to develop some connection with some motherfuckers you don't even like. just to get to where you need to be to call the
I
shots
feel like
you want
that's
to
the
make.
game.
And
That's the game.
sometimes
That's the
that
game.
is, yeah, a lot of times it is just the game. And that's fine. But when you get in and you get to that point, like I said, like a Will Smith before Jada was talking, like a Childish Gambino, you can't just be like, all right, that nigga's still corny. Like, nah, he played himself into a spot to where it's like, yo, you can really just live in your mellow and chill. You ain't got to respond to no fucking body about nothing because you own what you doing. Like, you own, like, whether you physically own it or you really own it just a moment, you owning what you were doing.
I'm
You know
confused
what I'm
to
saying?
what
Like,
you're saying.
and what I'm saying, in a positive life, that's not corniness. When it comes down to somebody like Logic, is like,
He used his corniness in a positive light. That's what I'm about to say. I don't get what you're saying. Like
no, I really don't
the
think so.
positivity was the shtick.
The positivity is the shtick that everyone that's a fan of Logic, I think, says is the shtick, or is the reason why they love Logic so much.
I don't think anybody that
But
loves Logic from the things that we're talking about makes him corny is a fan of Logic for that reason. And I say that because
Logic is corny.
You're a former
for
fan
a
of
lot.
Logic.
I would say Logic is corny for a lot of fucking different reasons. For example, the most recent one. You can't say,
There's a
"Oh, I'm
recent
about."
one. I haven't even heard about this guy until this. I hadn't heard about this guy. I thought he retired. Didn't he retire? I thought he retired like 3 times.
No, he retired for like literally like 6 weeks or some shit like that.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, that's what. Like I said, the most recent, the corny.
I feel like Logic should have been a YouTuber
because he led this whole thing about. All right, and this is what I was like. All right, just quit. I'm well, not quit, but retire for a minute, because he was really making a project a year, at least a project a year for like 10 years straight. He had put in some work, and it became gimmicky and corny. And I'm like, all right, if you quit out right now and say, I'm going to retire, I'm going to raise my son, you know what I mean? I'm going to focus on my family shit. Cool. I'm in my head, I'm like, cool. Not even on because I'm on some family shit. It's like, all right, develop some fucking content now. Stop giving me, I'm black, I'm white. I'm sick of that shit. I got that shit before you was famous. You got that in, like, you delivered that shit through 3 albums after you was famous and kept doing it. It became a gimmick. It became goofy. It became corny. Then the nigga retired, like, gives his whole rollout, like, yeah, I'm gonna retire. Whoop. At least last project, tires. Couple months later, does the fucking, remember how Michael Jordan came back to the NBA and it just sent a fax to the Chicago Bulls that just said, I'm back. That was a cover. That was a cover of his song, like of his single, when he came out of retirement after 2 months, and it just said, "I'm back." And I'm like, that's corny. You weren't gone nowhere.
That wouldn't have even been cool if Jay-Z did.
No, nigga, it wouldn't have. You weren't gone anywhere. Like, for real, you weren't gone nowhere.
I wasn't even gone long enough. You said 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. You ain't even gone long enough for a nigga to miss you.
Like, my retirement span, like, if you really retired for real, is 4 years or more. Like,
nigga, if I say I'm retiring, nigga, I might take off 2 years, but still.
But
like, I wanted to retire for the moment, nigga. I wanted to vacate. I don't know if it's a vacation because I don't know if I want to do it. Maybe 2 years later, I still want to do it. Okay.
You can, but I don't think even 2 years is retirement. Like, my thing is 4 years or more, no projects, like no projects, no features, or like nothing within that realm of what you are doing before. Even it goes into acting, any type of entertainment or anything else. Like, I feel like 4 years or more, you're not doing anything of the sort.
4 years is a lot of time. You can't tell the creator not to create. You motherfuckers still can do shit behind the scenes too.
So, but it's like, nigga, if you retired,
I
even
cannot
if
do
you
nothing for 2
even if you
years.
doing it in
A
the
year.
crib. Even if you doing it in the crib, because I never believed, even at first when Joe Budden said he was retired, he wasn't rapping in the crib for a while until he
You see one of his
really.
shit. Oh yeah, I meant to bring that up. You see one of his songs, "Weak," that was about slaughterhouse.
I had no idea about that.
Meant to bring that up in the Joe Budden conversation, but there was a joint that leaked called Star Wars, and it was, he was playing on Star Wars, being, slaughterhouse warring with each other, and Eminem's involvement and everything. It was fire too. It was like a leak because it was an unreleased track, and it came out, and Joe was like, well.
Yeah, but there, the point is you can. Fuck! I lost my whole point. You fucked me up. So now I'm thinking about that shit now.
We were talking about Logic.
Shit. I had a point until you said that, and now I'm thinking about that. I completely lost it. But yeah,
my bad.
Yeah, like that nigga, in my opinion, is the Corny. Like, you go on that, you weren't going for no time. Oh, 4 years. The 4 years thing. 4 years. Joe, I think he was really rapping in his basement. For real, not wanting to release shit, not intending to release shit. Focusing on the podcast shit. And then when he fell into the media thing more and more, and that took up more of his time, he just let it go. I don't think at any point in time that if you not really invested in doing something else full time within 4 years, that you gonna tell me like, oh yeah, I'm retired and I'm not making music. Rihanna, oh yeah. If she, at this point, it's been more than 4 years. I don't have no aspirations for her making no music. She been doing the Fenty shit, heavy. She about to have a baby currently. Like, she's involved in so much more. I don't expect her to be like, yeah, I'm releasing an album next year at the top of the year. That, I don't, like, you invested in shit. Yeah, you invested in other shit. I can clearly see that. I'm not going to expect that. You know what I'm saying?
And I thought about that. I have my reservations about that because I feel like any music that Rihanna is going to put out, she would have put out with she would have put out already, right? So I feel like what she will put out when she eventually does, probably, she's gonna put out that album. We just might have to wait forever for it. She's gonna do it. It's gonna be a nice combination of that old shit we remember, and then it's gonna be Mama. I feel like it's gonna be like a double disc. It's gonna be like read we've been waiting for, and then it's gonna be Mama Reed. Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm not waiting for Mama Reed music, but
can you hating?
Only be no, yeah. I want to be, I want to be the baby daddy, but
you're not ASAP. You hating?
We all know it shouldn't have. We all know it should have.
You just hating. You just.
We all know it should have been me and not ASAP. We all know it should have been me.
No, you hating. So it's all right. It's all right though. I see that, but she's not invested in it. This nigga was going for Logic, was going for like 30 minutes, and it was like, I'm back. Nigga, where did you go? To the bathroom?
See, Rihanna, okay, so see, even that throws your fucking analogy or your theory out the window because Rihanna ain't made music in going on 6-7 years, nigga. She's not retired. She just ain't put out an album. And she just happened to get pregnant and happened to make $1 billion.
But I will put her in the retired box. I will put her in the
Why?
retired
She never said she was.
because I don't think she has an intention on making music anytime soon.
I think that's retarded. I think that's a retarded point of view for you and anybody else. I think that's retarded.
She didn't look like she really was gearing up for anything
If
prior to
Katy
the
Perry
pregnancy.
can get pregnant and make an album, goddamn it, Rihanna's giving another album.
Katy Perry need the bag. Rihanna don't right now.
I don't know if Katy Perry needed the bag, considering what that album did for her. I don't know if she
Nah,
needs
you
that
hear
bag.
what her music sounds like today. She's reaching for that bag. That time is come and
I
gone.
don't no. I think she's trying to sound like Mama Katy. Her music
That
has changed since she became a mother. She ain't
but
put out a Dark Horse since she had a baby. Her
no,
last big hit was Dark Horse.
no, she's had attempts at another dark horse. They never flew. But
because it's not the same person.
it's
Not
not
going
this.
to.
It's not the same person.
Yeah,
But
Rihanna can get away with a lot more shit than Katy Perry.
exactly. But that's why it's like, all right, I might need this bag when it comes
Katy
down
Perry
to
destroyed a
music
lot of
more
her
than Rihanna does. Rihanna is a billionaire. She don't need this bag, like the music bag. She don't need it.
Having the money has never had nothing to do with the music. We know that there's enough billionaires in hip hop now for us to rightfully say that your pockets have nothing to do with your creativity. Nigga, you can have $10 billion. If you want to make an album, you're gonna make an album. You're gonna put that bitch out. Even if you sell it for $200 like Kanye just did, you're gonna put the bitch out.
You're
gonna make it. You're gonna put it out.
But it's we all believe in album mode. You do, I do, everybody else do, and you know what certain people, what it look like for certain people. We know when Jay is in album mode. We know when Rihanna's in album mode. She ain't been in album mode for more than fucking 5 years at this point.
I feel like that's not true. I feel like Rihanna's one of them people that makes time to make records. I feel like Rihanna makes records. You can make like we make records.
Like I said, nigga, before, you can make records and not put them out, and they like you getting your shit off. It may not be for any type of album. It may be for a soundtrack, maybe. It may be just like a single one-off, maybe. But if you're not putting it out or you're not having the intention to put anything out, you know what I mean? You just doing it for the bliss of just getting something off your soul that's personal to you and your creative space. No one's saying that's not retirement, nigga. Jordan still putting up jump shots probably in his gym when he get frustrated. He ain't coming back to the NBA, my nigga. So it's like that's what I'm saying about Ree. I ain't saying that she not trying to, I mean, like, ain't gonna not put out an album again.
I mean, that's what she just said.
No, I'm saying because she hasn't said publicly that she's retired. But she's really like yeah. But she's not in a, but I can tell.
She's not in music mode, is what you saying. You saying she's not in music mode. You don't think she's been in music mode for almost a decade. That's what you're saying. You just don't think she is for almost a decade.
Half a decade, nigga.
Anti came out in 2012, nigga. That was 10 years ago.
That did not come out in 2012.
2015 at the latest, and that was
it came out in 2015.
Ago. That was 8 years ago, 7 years ago. The better part of a decade.
Whatever.
The better part of a decade. So
yeah.
That's what you're saying. She's just not in music mode.
You might not get
that doesn't mean
Rihanna,
she's not going to put out more
get a Rihanna album for another 2 years after this, which will be 9 years technically after Anti. So you're not gonna say that she was retired for this entire time? You gonna call it what, a hiatus? It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, that's what a hiatus is. That means I'm just not making it right now. I'm out here. I'm doing shit. When she's been out here, she's been doing shit. I just ain't push it out. Same shit with Kendrick. I've been out here. I've been doing shit. I just ain't put a shit out in 4 years.
Kendrick ain't put an
album
out.
Right. Is Kendrick retired because he ain't put an album out in 4 years?
No. I wouldn't put him in that.
So what do you
because
how does he stand up with you?
Because he's done features, he's done compilations,
So
he's
is
done
Rihanna.
he's been
Rihanna
a
was
part
on
of
the fucking J Electronica album.
That shit don't fucking count.
It does. She was credited.
That was from Anti. That was a sample that was looped and chopped.
She had to come back in and relay some shit. They said that. They said that. I heard J Electronica say that in the interview. They had to have Rihanna come back in and relay some shit. I don't know where she came in. I don't know if she emailed it to him or not, but she had to relay some vocals for that so they could chop it up the way they did for that flux capacitor bullshit.
Fuck out of here. That don't count.
And she was on ASAP shit, wasn't she? Before they was together, even. I think she was on ASAP album. And that was during the hiatus. I think she had like a little background vocal on his album.
Small background vocal, but like credited like for the feature.
Lemon with Pharrell. Whole feature verse. That was after Anti. I think he got the NERD album, wasn't it?
It wasn't on.
She's done
album.
this. She's done what you're talking about, bro.
That was 4
years
years.
During this hiatus, supposedly.
4 years.
Or retirement, as you would put it.
It's still in the pocket of 4 years. Lemon would be the last
feature.
to have the credit.
She was rapping. She was rapping, my nigga. It was a feature.
She was rapping some shit that was already done. It was just her voice. It was like that was the only, but anything. That's the only thing I had to give credit for. Is like, all right, she did some shit. All right,
did what you said was
that
the
was 4
of
years
that.
ago. So my point still stands. 4 years.
The album came out 7 years ago. It's in that time frame. She's in that time frame since the album came out. She's done features.
Oh, no, that's more than 4 years.
She's done things.
So, that's one thing is 7 years. Are you serious? All right. 6 years.
You said Kendrick wasn't retired because he did features. You said Kendrick wasn't retired because he's done features. I just told you features Rihanna has done. And those are the ones I can name off the top of my head. I'm not even gonna name anything else.
The only one I would really count would be Lemon.
That's the only verse I can think of that's a feature of her.
That's a feature. Accredited background vocal.
I gotta look at Rihanna now. Hold up. I'm gonna just do it. I'm gonna just look at Rihanna.
Accredited background vocal, my nigga. Word.
That counts if you had to lay some shit, bro. That counts.
Bro, you was in that bitch for 10 minutes and walked out. You smoked weed and drank Patron with some niggas after that.
Anti was 2016. Anti was 2016. That was 6 years ago.
Yep.
NERD. That was okay. That was the feature. Lemon. Yeah, that was the feature. That is the feature. That's the only feature she's done.
Further notice.
Okay.
That's a real retirement. Like,
no, it's not. It's not though. Because Kendrick is right next to her in this shit. No. Kendrick is right next to her in this shit. He's literally listed right next to her. He's right next to her, bro.
Because that's between solo albums.
No, I'm not talking about like that. I'm saying he's right next to her in terms of what we're talking about. Last thing Rihanna put out, 2018. That was Lemon. That was the last shit she did. Last album Rihanna put out 2016. Last album put out by Kendrick Lamar 2017. Last feature by Rihanna 2018. Last feature by Kendrick 2018 until last year with Family Ties. So Kendrick has one more by a few months. Come on.
When did Black Panther come out? 2017?
Soundtrack 2018.
Don't matter. Executive producer and have
songs and verses. Nope. That's the single. That was one of the singles in 2018. That was one of the features.
You can't tell me you put out you executive produce a whole project and has songs and features on that bitch and count it as one thing.
EP and singles. Pray for Me, King's Dead. Other than that, it's on the NERD album with Rihanna. Wow. Black
Panther, executive produced it. Fuck out of here.
Nigga, just because you executive produce Okay, who else executive produced that album? I'm on the Black Panther album right now. Let me go to this credits. Who else is on here? Kendrick.
Top
You
Dog,
got
I think.
you got Kendrick, Al Shucks, Soundwave, and Ill Mind. Bad, not good.
Executive produced it.
Okay, executive. Let's go to executive. Artwork. Top Dog, T Fifth, and Kendrick.
Thank you. That's it.
So because he executive produced a soundtrack, that counts as an album he did because he had 2 records on it?
No, nigga, it counts as work that you've done towards your musical career in a span of time.
God, bro. He's not even on he's on 2 songs on the album.
You put on
That's
more work
2
than
features.
Rihanna.
He has one more feature. One or 2 more features than Rihanna.
That nigga's narrating through the album. Are you all right? Next.
Bro, nobody
Next.
listened to that fucking Black Panther soundtrack other than when Black Panther came out. Nobody's listening to anything else on that album other than the Kendrick Lamar tracks today. Stop it.
That's not the fucking argument. Because
the argument is neither one of them niggas have put shit out. Both of them niggas have only put out 1 or 2 features in their 6-7 year absence in terms of solo albums.
Just stop arguing.
They did a song together.
Retirement for me. Like, it's stupid. Stop doing this shit. It's starting to drive me crazy. You're starting to argue against what the fuck I've been saying and then come back to the point that I've been making. Stop it. Next.
That's not what I'm doing.
You gotta let that bitch breathe. You got like 4 of them hoes. Get them shits over with.
I got like 2. I'm gonna start with my least my less not least controversial, my more controversial, I guess. I'm gonna start with my more controversial because I feel like this might surprise you and maybe even some of the fans and listeners. Excuse me. I think, and I mean this when I say it, I have not, and I preface what I'm about to say with this statement. I have not listened to both of these albums fully.
Of course you did. You don't listen to full projects and shit. Expecting people to listen to yours.
Let me finish. I listened to the first 3 songs of both, which is not an album critique, but it is the start of an album critique. And I will say it is. It is. It's the start of an album critique, and I'll finish this album critique next week. But because I'll finish the album next week.
You won't.
I will. But I feel like from what I've heard so far, in the car, in my headphones, on my speaker, I feel like Kodak Black started his album better than Conway. It's a better intro. Felt like Conway's intro was real grimy, muddy, slow, which is cool. I like that. That's nice. It's nice. But to start off an album, you want to keep me going to that next song. That start off with Conway album. I gotta like Conway to go to the next song. If I don't know of Conway and I turn that song on and you tell me you listen to Conway, I might not like Conway. I turn on Kodak Black album. It's not until I get to about track 3 where I'm like, all right, let me turn this. The track 1 and 2 is like, whoa. All right. Boy was talking this shit. All right. Just a little observation I have. I'll update it next week. Just a little observation.
You trash.
You ain't heard the beginning of Kodak album.
I refuse to listen to Kodak album. I don't like Kodak.
So you can't say I'm trash.
You trash.
You can't say I'm trash.
That nigga's not. Nah, that nigga is never will put out a better piece of artwork than Conway the Machine.
Didn't say that. Did I say that? I'm sorry. I said he started the album better.
I don't even think he was starting out better than Conway the Machine.
You gotta listen to it. You gotta start.
It don't even matter, nigga. God told me himself, Black Jesus and Black God was like, there ain't no way on earth that Conway the Machine was lessons to fucking Polaroid shit
You gotta
Next.
start the album, my guy. I'm just trying to let you know. And I
I
think
won't.
that's the name of the first song, actually. Let them know. That's crazy.
I won't. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I won't. I personally don't like Kodak.
I feel
Um,
like you be acting like a hoe with Kodak. I feel like you act like Kodak ain't your brother for real.
he not.
He is.
He not.
Kodak is a friend of the show. Kodak is our brother
Oh,
from another mother.
I don't fuck with
Kodak
Kodak
is
at
a
all.
nigga that we fuck with. I don't know what
I
you're talking
don't know. Kodak is not a nigga that we fuck with. You speak for yourself, nigga, and that's fucking lies.
about. Kodak is
Like,
definitely a nigga we fuck with, bro. I don't know what
I
you're
don't
talking
fuck
about.
with Kodak, nigga.
You
I'm
do
like,
though.
I
You
don't.
just ain't you ain't heard the music.
I've heard his music. We've had this conversation. I'm like, nigga, no. I'm good. I'm Gucci. I just don't like. And it's like even the shit that is like, all right, that shit catchy. I fuck with that. I don't like him, nigga. Is he
I, I
is he super coon like Kanye West? Is he super rapist like R. Kelly? No, none of those things.
no, he's super gremlin.
And he trash.
If, I mean, if you a super gremlin, what else you gonna eat but trash, my
Just stop giving that nigga excuses. That nigga trash. That nigga ass me. I
nigga?
don't fuck with it. It's like it's cool for y'all
I
niggas
think
that
you.
fuck with it.
I think you
I
need to
think
give
y'all
it
niggas
more time.
retarded that fuck with it. Y'all some
Same
Florida
way.
niggas for
Oh,
real.
ooh, down south beef. I just thought about that. Speaking of you not listening to niggas that's from the south, did you see that young boy dissed Gucci and Boosie? And Gucci made a diss record that I need to hear.
He recently did this. Was it on the
This
DaBaby album?
happened within the last like 48 hours, bro.
Was it on the DaBaby album or was it a personal one?
No, this had nothing to do with the baby. No. I said young boy.
Yeah, but I'm saying like Young Boy and
Oh
DaBaby
yeah,
put out
no,
a
they did
joint.
just. Oh yeah, they did just drop the album. I don't know. It might be on the album. No,
I
it
haven't
might
got
be
a
a
chance to
solo
listen
on the
to it.
album. It might be a solo joint on the album. We gotta talk about that next week too. It might be a solo on the album because I am interested to hear that album. As much bullshit as we get a baby, and as much shit as we talk about Young Boy, even though we love Young Boy over here,
Look, I just think DaBaby
I
ain't
am
articulate.
interested to
That's
that.
all I think. That's like
I think the baby is an asshole, and I think Young Boy is
I
a
think
bigger
he an
asshole,
asshole
but I
too, but
think
I just
he's
don't think
more
he
articulate.
articulate in explaining his
That's
asshole.
yeah. I think he's more articulate than the baby, ironically.
Well, you
Like
know
the
what I'm
baby
saying?
looks like he's more articulate, but Young Boy would think that nigga out of the box real quick.
Young Boy been to court more times.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's one of the things. Anyway, I'm interested to. I'm very interested to hear that album, but I don't know if that's on it. But
He
I
does
heard
Gucci
that
and Boosie.
he dissed Gucci and Boosie, and Gucci came with a response this morning.
Okay, yeah, because he be in the studio and it be Bird.
Gucci record like water flow. Man.
Like he didn't
Is
even have to
water
think about
wet?
it.
Did Gucci record? Man.
He didn't think about it. He didn't have to think about that, nigga. That just came off his soul, nigga. Good. Like Gucci make whole
I ain't
albums
heard
in
it yet.
6 hours.
I ain't heard it yet. And my prediction is, and hold me to this for next week. My prediction is that Gucci didn't even hold this nigga. He just kind of stunned him. Was like, I see you. You took my like you doing this because like nigga, I'm your masterpiece.
You really only in this bitch because Gucci here, Bird.
Not even that. I don't know if they ever had a deal situation at any point. That's not what I'm talking about. What I mean when I
Step
say
up in the A
Gucci,
so I can make it clear, Bird.
what I mean when I say Gucci is his masterpiece is Gucci is our masterpiece in terms of like artists that are of. If you're an artist,
Technically, our masterpiece, Master
30
P.
or yeah, but a lot of niggas our age don't. A lot of niggas our age, even our age, much less younger, much more younger niggas don't know what Master P did, but they do know what Gucci. A
No,
lot of
you know
niggas
what
our
you
age
know what
don't
Master P,
know
you
Master
know what
P
Master
like that.
P did, you know what Gucci did, you know what Birdman did. The thing
No, I
is,
feel like, I don't
no,
know. I
no.
don't know if a
Wait,
lot of
hold on,
niggas know
hold
what
on,
Master P did
hold
like
on,
that.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I
I feel
really
like we
do think
gave
I
Birdman.
really do think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers to this shit based on just simply one thing is popularity versus how many records you sell or how what your most popular record is. Because if we think about it like this, we both respect Hove and Nas to the same degree. We
There
both
was a
do.
time when I threw Birdman in that conversation too.
But what I'm saying is we hold Hove. I'm just saying regional right now.
Okay.
As far as New York, we put Hove, Nas, and Diddy in the same pocket, right? Because even if like what they did for not just the world versus what they did musically, who they signed, whatever and shit, it was really a New York thing. And as far as like how New York felt about them niggas or how they region felt about them niggas made us feel like, all right, that
Was New York
validates.
our decoy?
No, I would say it's an example within this scenario for right now. I don't really
No.
want to
When I
overthink
say
it.
decoy, I mean like were they our extension? Following still your thought, your line of thought. Were they an extension to us at that time of Detroit? I'm thinking because it
They
wasn't really
were
nothing but the niggas that are big now in Detroit were the niggas that were coming up then that we're now listening that we were listening to that were big in Detroit outside of Eminem, you know, whatever. But you know what I mean? Like we always kind of gravitated to New York. I feel like Detroit niggas.
well.
Somewhere.
It
I
was
could
like
be
that.
off when I say that, but I feel like
It was like that for a long time. I
I
think
don't know no
because
Detroit nigga that don't like
there's a lot.
Dipset.
Yeah, but there's a lot. Nigga, Nolan. I went to high school with Nolan and Lynch. Shout out to him. Big Dipset fan.
Yeah.
Like he will live and die by them niggas. Like from last I knew. But it was like that it's a real connection between my cousins, my family, like my peoples I know from the Bronx and Brooklyn. We grew. I saw them every summer. You
Niggas
know
be
what I'm
having
saying?
family out.
And they
Niggas
had
be having
family in the
family and
D. So it
friends
was
out
like
there
we
too.
saw
Yeah.
each other all the fucking time. So there's like a real connection, I think, that was always between Detroit and the Midwest, or Detroit, Chicago, and New York, Buffalo, Jersey. So it was like a lot of the things.
Even Philly.
Yeah, Philly, Baltimore. Like
Virginia.
you know what I'm saying? Like we got like
Certain
a lot
parts.
of there's a lot of similarities between us and them.
Kentucky.
And I think but what I think is too, I think it extended from I'm gonna put it like this. Like from my understanding of it, there is a huge connection between New York, Jersey, and shit to Detroit, but just as much as there always was with Oakland, California.
Oh yeah, there's mad shit.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure.
There are
Yeah,
even some southern states that have similarities.
But what I'm saying, I'm gonna get to the South. I feel like it was always kind of like on a line. It was like Oakland, Detroit, New York, and it just kind of flowed right back from coast to coast. We kind of just had this vibe, including Chicago
Everything
too.
migrated down.
Yeah, and then at a certain point in time,
or migrated upwards in some sense.
And this is my hip hop theory. This is my hip hop theory solely. When the West Coast started to go silent, other than fucking Snoop and Gang, that's all you had really holding down like the West Coast.
E40 never showed up.
He never showed up, but he never
shut up.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I said shut up. I don't know if I said shut up. Oh, my bad. I hope I didn't say that. Yeah, he never shut up neither, but I'm a big E40 fan. Like I fuck with 40 and Too Short.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the same
Mount Westmore. Can't wait for that album.
They didn't have the same shit as Snoop and Game had and Ice Cube too. You know what I mean? But Ice Cube started doing movies. But Ice Cube started doing movies and shit. So really who you had doing music out of the West Coast for a long time was just Snoop,
And
and
them niggas
Game.
did movies. It just wasn't the same vibe. I don't think
Yeah,
them
but
niggas that into
it was more music though driven.
Yeah, I think them
You know
niggas
what I'm saying?
want to do music
Yeah,
more
so the
than
so the West Coast started to chill out. You know what I'm saying? Is how much banging music, popular rap music that they was making. East Coast was still doing their thing, so the influence was still going down. You know what I'm saying? At least coming from Midwest to East. And then shit started to happen, and mad niggas started moving from Detroit that had a lot of New York affiliations down to Atlanta and down to New Orleans. My wife just got back from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Down to Orlando, down to Miami.
Texas.
And then
Arizona.
there you go. This like nigga, I'm gonna put it on God. One of the only people that I know that's from it that's from Georgia, nigga, that I will say is from Detroit more than Big Sean. It's Jeezy.
Throw that in there,
like
Jeezy.
Jeezy is beloved in Detroit. He is a multiple time recipient of the Spirit of Detroit Award. And guess what? I couldn't dispute not a one time because that nigga was in the city.
He should have got it more times.
Yeah, like he was really in the city.
Let's be honest.
For real. That nigga really be in Conies and shit.
Yeah.
Jeezy do.
I'm pretty sure I was like at an event one time where everybody was like, the nigga Jeezy over there. But it was like so many people was like, all right, I'm not even gonna go over there, but that's dope.
Nigga, my brother was actually at a club where Jeezy showed up, and he like took a picture. Was like, "Yo, your man showed up." I was like, "That Jeezy." It was like, "Oh, flip phone camera shit." So I'm like, "That Jeezy."
Nigga, I'm like,
"Yo." This was the recession days. So I'm like, "Oh shit."
Wow.
Jeezy,
that was like the first iPhones. If you did, that was back when if you didn't have an iPhone, you still had a flip phone.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean? But
when the first recession dropped, the first album,
the first recession.
That was like
recession
07, beginning of 08, into 07.
I want to say it was 08.
It was before Obama
it was
was
before
in
08,
office.
but it was in 08, but it was before.
No,
the
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
it was either before November of 08 or 2007, one or two. Somewhere.
No, it was in 08. It was in 08 for sure. Okay. I was in sophomore year. It couldn't have been August.
Oh yeah, it might have been the summer of.
No, it couldn't have been the summer because I was slinging them shits in school when they first dropped. When his album dropped, I was already.
I feel like he dropped Recession 2 in the summer. I feel like that was the summer.
No, Recession came the Recession 1. Nigga came out. I swear to God, that had to come out in like September.
Let's look it up.
Because it was like it had to be like before. Because I said like we was in school. For sure. Because I came through with a stack of them hoes the next day. Slanging. Shout out to Jeezy.
Young Jeezy. Oh, I forgot I can't even type in young no more. That nigga just Jeezy.
That nigga just Jeezy now. He grown now. He grown Jeezy.
I still be typing in young when I want to talk.
But the point is, like, well, at least my point is, it's like
2008. What day?
It had to be September.
Oh, I was right. July.
It was
29th.
July.
July 29th, 2008. Summer of 2008. Oh, so now that makes me wait. So when did Recession 2 drop? Like I said, that was the summer.
Recession 2 dropped like 2 years ago.
Yeah, in the summer. 2020.
Yeah, it had to be summer.
No, November 20th, 2020.
Yeah, it did because it came out. It came out towards
the summer thing.
It came out towards the end of the year. Because I thought it was gonna come out like in the top of 2021. I remember that. Yeah, because it was like he was doing the.
But I was right about the first one. The first one was summer of 2008. It was July 29th, 2008.
All right, but still, like Jeezy is like a part of the like. I feel like that shit, the BMF Big Meech era, had a lot to do with our connection with the South. Because even when I I'm saying like even when I was in school, like when we was in high school, I knew mad motherfuckers that like them and their families like within sophomore, junior, freshman year. They went to Atlanta. I don't know why, but they went to Atlanta. So it's like there is a lot of connection to Detroit in the South and the East Coast now, and Oakland in the West Coast, just via that.
Well, that's always been a thing. Niggas move from the South up north. So this situation, my family, your family, a lot of niggas we know family. That's just what it always has been. But at the same time, once you migrate,
the black side of my family has always been Midwestern slaves.
I was talking about the Mexicans because you still technically migrating from the South. Technically. It's the South.
Technically, if I was gonna come to if my peoples was gonna illegally migrate, we would have came.
You're coming from the southern border, nigga.
We would have had to come through Texas, but yeah,
southern border, nigga. You're coming from the South, nigga. That's my point. So what I'm saying is, end of the day, you know, I mean, how do you measure what you're trying to do? You gotta do something. Just let it rock. Whether it's the recession or not, just let it rock. I feel like that was a good bar right there. Whether it's the recession or not, nigga, just let it rock. Dang. Whether it's World War III or not, just accept the fact you ain't got no money to go to a fallout shelter.
You ain't got no money to go to a fallout. Look, nigga, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Why these gas prices is going up? My point about Bitcoin is becoming more and more like a real thing in life. Like,
nigga, nigga, your point about Bitcoin is becoming dumber. What do you mean?
No,
your whole point was it doesn't work.
No,
now is the point there, nigga. Yeah, you should have. You put some money, nigga. Yeah,
no,
it's
what
worth
I'm saying
some more money than what's going on.
What happens when you lose your electricity?
Oh yeah, then you know. But then we're like I said, you know, you ain't got no money to go to a fallout shelter. We all fuck. So whatever. Whether it's $1 or a digital dollar, we all fuck.
I would say paper gonna mean something. Paper gonna still always mean something to a motherfucker like right now, because guess what?
How? If everything burned down where you can spend $1 at, how the fuck is it gonna matter?
It's gonna matter to people. Because it's
you're gonna need $12. Because you're gonna need $12 to buy milk.
It's already systemically in their head. That's what I realized watching The Walking Dead years ago. Like it was like, all right, they not going in.
Gas about to be $7 in LA.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
It's about to be $4 here.
Oh nigga, I paid $3.79. I saw $3.80. I saw $3.89 yesterday.
I ain't seen them prices since we was in middle school, since that war in Iraq started. That's the last time I seen gas prices like this.
I haven't paid prices like this. I haven't paid prices like this since I lived in California, and that was in 2000.
Where is Ivan Drago?
And that was in 2013 and 14 and 15. No, nigga, like that was California. I was like, all right, I understand. Price of living is higher. All right, cool. This is Michigan, my nigga. What the fuck am I paying $3.79? Nigga, I was lucky to get $3.79. It was $3.89 up the road, nigga. I just so happened to see a 10-cent cheap.
Nigga, where is Ivan Drago? Didn't we say about episode 195? Didn't we say about 70 episodes ago?
He in the Ukraine. He trying to fight.
He Russian as a motherfucker. Why he ain't beating this nigga Putin up?
Because when he lost against,
I know if he dies, but kill that nigga.
This how I know you ain't never seen the Rocky movies, nigga. Because
I've only seen like 2.
See, you ain't seen these shits. You don't understand this whole
maybe
thing.
Maybe like 1.5.
I'm trying to explain it to you. Let me break it down like a fraction. Like, look here. So after he got his ass whooped by the original Ivan Drago and shit, got his ass whooped by motherfucking
boy, wasn't he original?
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren, like he's Ivan Drago.
Right.
Then there's many Dragos in Creed 2.
Right. I never saw the Creeds.
Creed 2 is fire too. Anyway, but Ivan Drago kills Apollo Creed. Like, kill the shit out this nigga.
Which is
So
technically the Ukraine right now. That's fucked up, but it's true.
you making political calls. Your ass can't cash right now, sir. That's the
Nigga,
real
the
Republican
nigga,
in you. That's the real
hey,
Republican in you.
hey,
Anyway.
the
I'm
news
not gonna
says
let
different.
no. I'm not gonna let you CNN this shit up. No, we having a good time. Fuck
Hey,
out of
I've
here.
been trying not to. I'm just,
Fuck out of here, Day Day.
I brought up Ivan.
Fuck out of here, Day Day. Anyway, like nigga. So, like, he killed Apollo Creed. He dead as hell. So Rocky got to go to the motherfucking Russia and shit and fight Ivan Drago on Russian grounds and shit. This nigga's training in the snow. You know what I mean? We all know the Rocky theme song. Just imagine it in the snow and he doing this. So they go and so they go and fight. Rocky beat his ass. Pow! Avengers falling pow. Which even though he beat this nigga Ivan Drago ass, Apollo Creed still dead. But yay, Rocky. So yeah, right after that, I'm just explaining the way the movie goes. Anyway, so right after that, like Ivan Drago, who was fucking Flavor Flav's wife, the white one.
I don't remember her name. I just remember she was Swedish.
Yeah. So that was Dolph Lundgren's wife in the movie and shit. She
That's a big
was fucking, she was fucking Ivan Drago. She left this nigga because he lost the fight and got his ass whooped by Rocky. That shit was terrible. Anyway, so once that happened, he got kicked out of Russia. So he went to the Ukraine. So he was in the Ukraine training Mini Drago how to become super fight. So he can go up there and whoop Apollo Creed's son ass. And that's Apollo Creed too. But like I said, he got kicked out though. So he fighting in the Ukraine right now because he got kicked out of Russia. He ain't riding with the team no more.
Oh, so Ivan Drago on the side of the world.
Yeah, he on the side of the world right now.
I
Only because he can't go.
Drago was still an evil Russian.
Nah, he can't fight for Moscow no more because he lost and shit. Putin was there.
I thought he was still on some.
Matter of fact, on God.
But Putin is definitely on. If I die, we all die. Putin is definitely on that.
On Blood Gang Black Teen, on Blood Gang Black Teen OGs, it's real. There is a guy in that scene in Rocky. Was it Rocky 3 or Rocky? It was Rocky 4. They're in that scene where he fights. Just before they fight and shit. And everything. He fights Rocky and shit where he's meeting with looks like the leaders of the Kremlin and shit.
Mm-hmm.
This nigga, there is a nigga there that's sitting in a seat that looks exactly like Vladimir Putin. And I'm just like,
I'm sure that was on purpose.
Yeah, I'm like, is that on purpose?
That's probably on purpose.
You know,
because you know when they do movies about where you place them in certain countries like China, they be real weird about how you represent them. So I'm pretty sure that was on purpose.
Look. I don't ever understand.
I know China and Russia are very, very touchy about how they're represented in American Hollywood.
Well, absolutely, but also the fact that look, my nigga, we may not have the greatest relations on Earth between any of or I just don't understand invasion by any means.
I do, but I don't. I heard something.
Anyway.
Let me get this out because I don't think a lot of people know about this, and I don't know if a lot of people know about this. Not that you come here for politics, and I know I'm a political guy sometimes, but this is just some little.
You're 90% wrong most of the time, but it's all good.
I'm wrong about my points, not wrong about the facts. The facts are the facts. I'm just wrong about how I feel about it.
Should never give you niggas money.
Oh, and when they do, you niggas fucked up. But found out, they've been saying this whole time Putin been doing this shit, right? He he's been just wilding out and just why is he just attacking these niggas and trying to set up a false flag, da 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 da. NATO as a operation, as a thing in existence was supposed to end in the 90s. Why was it supposed to end in the 90s or the 80s, somewhere in there, 80s, 90s, late 80s, early 90s? Why was it supposed to end during that time? Because that's when the Soviet Union fell. Why did NATO come together? To
defeat the Soviet Union.
Yes. So after that happened, they were supposed to disband. They didn't.
No, I was studying about
you know
that
what
shit
they
in
did?
school.
You know what they did? NATO has done since then. They've just grown their presence,
achieved more power,
grown their presence through American influence and the influences of about 30
influence.
Through about 30 plus countries.
International influence.
30 plus countries got you in this little box, right? So you, Russia, you ain't friends with the Americans, but you cool with them. You ain't friends with China, but you cool with them. You ain't friends with nobody, but you cool, right? If I'm Vladimir Putin, right? Wait. If I'm Vladimir Putin and I say, hey, I'll work with you niggas if you work with me. I just need y'all to, lay off on that NATO shit. Maybe, don't make me feel like I'm cornered or something. And then, I don't know, over the course of the next 80s, 90s, how old are we? We're almost 30 years old. Over the course of the next almost 40 years, 20 plus of those, I've been running it. If I'm Vladimir Putin, you niggas have been moving closer and closer to my country. And now you saying Ukraine wants to join NATO. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. But is it cool if it's not what I want it to be? I don't know. If I'm Vladimir Putin, I might feel a different way about that. I might feel like, hey, bitch, da 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 da, whatever he's talking about, denazification, da 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 da, all that bullshit. That's cool. Once you see what you're doing and you make it a point, you make it a thing, and the world has to pay attention to it. Don't you think at some point maybe you should calm down? No, you don't, because hey, you niggas was supposed to disband in the 90s, and you keep getting closer to my shit.
Feel that?
If a nigga you hate or don't like, or just kind of don't like, and you kind of look at him a little iffy,
I feel what you're
slowly
saying.
moves closer to you. Are you not gonna be weirded out or feel like you should do something?
Oh no, I'm giving jumbo tanks.
Exactly.
But like I said,
does that mean you should react like this? Fuck no. But
I feel that. I
when
feel
I heard
that
side of the story, I was like, oh, well, that's they're not saying that on the news.
I feel that part. But the thing is, and I think this is with individuals, and it can be within a culture that can make individuals think as such or be driven to think as such. You can be within a communist culture, you can be within a negative culture, a culture that people don't agree with, or at least other civilizations, other countries may not agree with. But it should, I think this is not the world we live in, but it is the reality of the situation, and this way I thought about it from the jump. America should not have to fight in every single confrontation driven within the world. And also,
it's unfortunate that we have to.
It is unfortunate.
We do have to. That's the
but
thing.
it's also unfortunate that we are the standard to what or whom conflict is driven towards.
And we're not the best example to be like, hey, you guys shouldn't do that because we
No,
do something like that because we've done what you're doing times 10,
but
probably to your country.
yeah,
but whatever.
but I definitely believe that it's tossed ethical idealisms that this should be the way things are conducted when we're policing culture. And I'm like, and because, and the only reason I say this is, oh man, I want to say this the right way because I don't really want to offend anybody or anything on this point. So I'm really thinking on this one, but some in Russia may be content on the ways of life that is because the ways of life are. And it's like, all right, I can manage because I know what is expected of me as a man, as a woman, as a person in society to be able to at least survive. Get
That's an
past
interesting point.
and it's sometimes it's a really fucked up circumstance, but I can manage the day-to-day to get by. The politics that happen within government, but in my opinion, I don't think it's fair for other nations to police how other governments conduct themselves. Only in the sense of, and the only reason I say this for real is because that always brings about greater conflict. Because of
That's
certain
why I said
people.
that's an interesting point because how do you solve a conflict in this or that type of in any type of situation where those are the stakes? How do you solve that without creating a bigger conflict? That's what the fucking experts of the CIA and every war and departments of defense, that's what they're trying to figure out right now.
Yeah.
How do you do that? How do you fix this? It's breaking news right now. US warns Russia shifting targets from military to civilian. How do you fix that without starting more of World War III? Because we could already argue it started. If you look at World War II, this is how it starts. Two countries get into it. America tries to hold out until they can't, and then they have to, and then there's no choice. And then we're in.
Because I like I said, I believe it always comes down to ethical conflict.
Shout out to my granddaddy. He went to that motherfucker. He went to motherfucking Japan. You know
Grandparents fought in World War II too.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he did.
Yeah. And it's like I said, it always comes down to an ethical conflict. Because I don't think pre the fact that people knew that the Jewish population in Europe was getting fried inside of fucking incinerators and gas chambers, America was standoffish.
There was more of an excuse back in the day too, dog. News didn't travel as
happened.
That was Japan.
Yeah, but that was a part of the war. Yeah. Pearl Harbor happened and it prompted us to come into, we are within war, and we went to war. We, as time and within the war came on, we're like, yeah, Jewish people are really getting killed out here in a genocidal way.
We have to fight for, way slower back then than it does now.
Exactly. So we have to fight for the ethics of, like, we can't just let this whole race of people just get killed because this motherfucker is like,
it's just wrong.
We don't.
It's just wrong to sit back and watch some shit like that.
Yeah, that's just wrong ethically.
No matter what that nigga's point is, no matter how hard they fight, it's wrong to not help that. When you see a group of people trying to be displaced, especially exterminated, which was the World War II point. I don't know
Since
what the
that,
fuck Putin is into, but
yeah.
you know what I
But
mean?
what I'm saying, since that point, I feel like us as a planet have been trying to police the way the other nations conduct their shit. A lot of times, it's
you mean us as a country?
No, I mean planetary. I mean like as a planet.
You think United?
Because United
There
Nations
is such a thing as the United
Nations,
States Empire of Earth.
yeah, but what I'm saying,
there is such a thing as
the
that.
United Nations. So you know what I mean, like
Yeah, actually, yeah.
There's hope.
I
There's
wasn't talking
courts
about that, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying. If you conducted, convicted of, excuse me, international war crimes, you're going to an international court. You know what I mean. And it's not just a jury of your peers, nigga. It's peers from those places that you have inflicted whatever type of harm or crime.
Yeah,
like it's a completely different.
His own soldiers is trying, or his own generals is trying to get him together for war crimes, bro. With Putin, they saying in the news. I'm talking about both channels, niggas. You know, I watch them all, CNN, Fox, da 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 da. They saying, nigga, his own generals is trying to get him prosecuted for war crimes because this nigga is just. They say he's saying this is how it's supposed to go. This is what I want to do. They're saying the niggas who he's giving the orders to, they're like, I don't think this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. And they can't say it, but it's been coming out that those are, I guess, the whispers. Because, you know, they can't really, Russian general of army can't come out and be like, yo, the president's fucking up. Nigga, you and your whole family, you can't just come out and say no shit like that.
Yeah, but that's all, in my opinion, tense nature of the game of war. You know
no,
what I mean?
that's the game of war when the country you playing with don't really have your best interest. Dog, it's niggas they have sent to this. I heard this shit. I don't know how true it is, for sure, but I'd be willing to bet it's probably
there was mad Nazis that wanted
true.
to go against Hitler, but we still fought for years.
Bro, Putin said he's trying to denazify the country. The president of the country is a Jew. What are you denazifying? Exactly. Nothing.
I'll tell you. I will tell
there are
you.
No Nazis.
I will tell you in the wildest sense, because the wildest sense is what we're dealing with. We are denazifying the corruption that intends to invade and surround us. That's not what
he said. That's not what he said. He said we are going to your country. He said we coming in your city, coming to your neighborhood to kill the Nazis. Because they said Russia ain't real. They said Ukraine ain't Russia. That's what he said. His whole shit is about that and trying to restore some semblance of the Soviet Union.
Well, we should also that coming back around because he's from
These
the old
niggas
regime.
took over 2 motherfucking nuclear plants. One of them they set on fire and put it out. Both of them they took over with guns. And the niggas the scientists working in the nuclear plants were like, yo, this is a nuclear plant. Can you not shoot at us? And they kept shooting at a nuclear plant.
Look, fam. Motherfucking there was Nazis that wanted to go against Hitler in Germany. It doesn't mean just because we have ops on this side that these niggas are not, they're like on the same side as ours, that they're not gonna, or we're not gonna fight for years. Fight for you know what I'm saying, until something comes to. I'm saying it's not right. I'm saying the fact that we think that war is an acceptable answer, and I hate to be the war is not the answer.
You sound like that guy. You sound like that guy. Shut up. You know that's not a thing. You know, I know.
Like
everybody,
yeah, you bring some.
You don't
like I said, you bring some shit to my front door.
It's not the real world.
You know what I'm saying? but it's
if a nigga come to your door right now, tell you nigga you can't leave your house, you gonna blow his fucking head off, or you gonna leave the house and just be like, hey, excuse me. And then when he try to push you back in the house, you gonna just be like, oh, okay, I guess I gotta stay here.
nah. I don't stand for
Especially
no
if it's
type.
like a Russian that just dropped from the sky.
I
Let's
don't
just
stand
say
for
on some
no
like
type of
what's that
bullshit.
movie Red Notice? Remember that movie
Red
Red
Dawn.
Notice?
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. Remember that where the Russians just dropped from the sky in America and was just like, hey, yeah, we here, bitch. What's up? Like,
Yeah. Nah, I shoot at motherfuckers. We had that conversation last
you know what
week.
I'm saying?
I'm not gonna cave to that shit if it came to the front door. But in the sense if I had to fight, I would. Only because in the sense of like, nigga, if there ain't no America, there ain't no Detroit.
I
There
thought
ain't
about
no
an interesting
Michigan. We
point.
live here.
Thought about an interesting point over the week, actually. Thought about this. I've been thinking about this multiple times. I really wonder what you think about this. I ran it past a few people and they were like, all they could give me was, yeah, that's fucked up. Think about it. And if you've been paying attention to my TikTok, those of you that follow me, you know, because you probably saw it on my TikTok. How do you feel about the fact that they've been saying the Africans in Ukraine can't leave the Ukraine because you know they're of fighting age.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is they're not from the Ukraine. So there is a whole group of people, not even just Africans, that are stuck in Ukraine that are men of fighting age. 18 to 60 was the range. Nigga, how do you stay in a country that you stuck in? You get taxed out the ass. I think there was a dude on CNN a couple days ago. He's like, nigga, I'm not even from here. I'm from Italy. I'm trying to get out the country. They told me it was $600 to get me out of Ukraine to get me to Portugal. Or not Portugal. What's the next? Poland. To get me to Poland. Like, because that's like the next neighboring thing that's safe right now. So it's like, how do you imagine being a nigga stuck in that country? What would you do? How do you handle that if you a nigga stuck in Ukraine right now? That's not
Which way
from
is
the
Portugal?
country. Yeah, I think it's east, west, and south. It depends on what border you go through, but it depends on which one is safest. I think right now the safest one is the east one. But
Fuck it, we
what I'm
walking. Let's
saying
go.
is, yeah, that's an impossible trip from Donetsk. You know that that's the Call of Duty shit that we jump off in Warzone, Donetsk, Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fighting there right now in real life. That's happening.
Fuck it, we walking. Let's go.
That ain't the nigga walking where?
What else you gonna
Nigga,
do?
they got missiles flying out of planes and niggas shooting at you at every corner. How you
Well,
gonna walk up the street?
like nigga.
What street you walking up with no ammo?
You ain't going nowhere holding your dick, bro. Let's go, motherfucker. Like as long as we got a car, nigga, we gonna go into the gas runs out that bitch, and the rest we walking it. The fuck you mean?
So you have no answer. That was my point on my TikTok, nigga. Yeah, what do? You can't do shit but just be like, oh shit, well, I guess I'm here.
I'm not just gonna stand there and get bombed.
What you gonna help them? I mean, all you can do is help them. If you're not just gonna sit there with your dick in your hand, you just gonna help them.
Running
where? To a Russian soldier to shoot you? Great
East.
job, buddy.
Wherever Portugal is, the northern country.
There are things called checkpoints and like diplomacy, where Russians are at certain places and they can just push you off to other places and then act like the media never heard about you. Yeah, that happens. Has happened.
Well, look, if they have an invasion, like you have to come in from certain, you have to come in from certain points.
It was cool.
Yeah, like for an invasion, you have to come in from certain points, whether you flanking or not. There's an entry, exit, and every way that you cross it.
Now they did do that.
I'm about to say to make an invasion happen. So if the only way that I can get to a civilization that isn't inhabited by the opposition is east, We are going fucking east. And
But
like,
that's the thing, though. It's not that it's not in. It's
look,
not that they're not there.
but
It's
what I'm
that
saying,
less of them are there.
and check it,
They've
honey.
taken over most of
But
the
what I'm saying,
country.
we are going east. We're going as far as we possibly fucking can go until we can get to the border to safety. It's like on the real. If you don't want to rock with it, you don't want to live that bad. I'm out this motherfucker, especially if it's not my country that I'm fighting for. I'm trying to fight to get out because the country that I'm in is fighting another country.
I mean,
I'm not a part of this this country's citizenship. I should not be a part. I'm not. I should not be a part of the fight against the regime that's trying to come over here and siege this motherfucker.
But then you got
and that's
side.
Unfortunate, but it's like, yo, nigga, I'm trying to get out. I'm a student. I'm a anthropologist. I'm whatever. I shouldn't be here doing this shit.
You got the flip side of it, though. Seen on the news today, too. Literally, like a few hours before we're recording this, seen on the news, 2 British dudes, 3 American dudes. They flew their ass to Ukraine with not many supplies. You can't fly with guns and ammo, so they didn't fly with any of that. They flew over there just to help because they want to make a difference. 2 British dudes, 3 American dudes, all white, of course. I think one might have been Middle East. Yeah, one was Mexican. One was Mexican, and he was an ex-sniper for Mexican military. And he said one of his homeboys in Ukraine called him and was like, "Yo, can you come here and help?" He was like, "Nigga, I'm on." It was him, 2 white boys, and 2 British boys, 2 British white boys. And all of them was like, "Yeah, no, we're just trying to help. We just about to go over there and get in the fight." And then the lady that was reporting was like, "But nigga, you ain't even got a coat. Like, you ain't got no bullets. You ain't like what you and like what are you scared of right now?" And the nigga said, "Not making it to where I'm trying to go. I'm trying to get where I need to be to help what I was like, God damn. That's stupid, but I feel it. That's dumb as fuck, but I feel it. No, that's dumb as fuck, but I feel the passion. I feel the conviction in that. But that's dumb.
No, there's gun stores. I know there's gun stores that's doing donations for kits and packs to go out there to those in the Ukraine. Shout out to them. And
you know, like low-key, we need to throw a link in the bottom of the description for this episode. Like that shit really like outside of them doing what they've been doing. I kind of, you know, this shit fucked up to see, bro. Nobody want to see no shit like that happen to nobody.
No, we don't. But that's why when we had the conversation last week that we did have off air, and would I go and fight? And I'm like, yes, of course. Because there's no.
If it came here, you ain't got no choice. But like, would you go? Like, would you do what like the niggas we just described do? Would you just be like, yo, them niggas need help. Them niggas really going through it.
Not that.
I think I'm gonna take my black ass over there. And yo, try to find an AK.
It would have to hit home like it did last time, I think. Like 9/11 did, it would have to hit home.
Yeah, but the problem with 9/11 and even the problem with World War II to some degree is by the time it hit home, it was too late. Millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people, soldiers and civilians, gone. By that point. So at what point
what do you
do to de-escalate an escalation?
But it's one of those like last time. Like the only reason those things happen the way that they happen is because us as civilizations and part of the governmental regimes that we're part of attempted to let diplomacy make the best decisions for what was going to happen as far as our foreign affairs. That's what most
I
countries
don't
do.
think that's what we did. I think we let
No, like when
the
there's
diplomacy of
when there's a
people. We let the
problem between nations, nigga, it ain't like it's always discussed between the whole fucking nation.
but
You
in
know what I'm
America,
saying?
it's
Like we,
discussed between the people of in control. It's in discussion of the people in control in America.
when we go to
And we send
war,
a guy. We all go vote for a guy. We send the guy to be the guy to go. Hey, don't do that.
there
Only problem
I'm
is we don't always get the guy that goes. Don't do that. Sometimes you get a
after
Trump that goes.
on
It ain't that
real.
bad. Sometimes you get a
On the
Biden that
real,
goes.
if something don't happen over here,
I don't
there's
know what to
probably
do.
never gonna be. We're not probably gonna go to war. We
What
will
do you think
help
Obama would do right
avoid
now?
another
Biden was player
Vietnam.
two. Biden was player two in that scenario.
Avoid another
What do you
Vietnam.
think? I don't think you're avoiding Vietnam. You're avoiding World War III and avoiding another Vietnam is avoiding two completely different wars, sir. I
You
think one
right?
is in Southeast Asia and one
Yeah,
is in Europe.
you. But
And one is
you
in
right. You
a
right. You
dictator
are
who
right.
has no sense, and one is between a government that you could overthrow tomorrow if you wanted to.
You are right, my nigga. You are right. But what I mean by like avoid another Vietnam is you're a governmental and national attempt to combat communism without a direct I would say high level of danger to our national system and basis.
We're
Now,
already
yeah,
there. They're attacking nuclear
we
plants. We're already there.
we don't like them niggas. Look, I will be shocked out of the world if one fucking nuclear fucking missile goes up into the sky. Because like,
If one goes in the sky, there's gonna be at the least 2, 3 more, and that's the best you can hope for.
nigga,
Especially if that one is
we
coming from
made
Putin.
look, I really look at the nuclear device, the nuclear missile and shit is like the biggest human pump fake of all
If
time.
anybody sends them off,
Only in
it'll
this
be that nigga.
only because it's like nigga, nobody wins. Nobody.
If you don't care
because
about winning,
be
does it matter? It's like that. It's the terrorist logic. It's the terrorist logic. It's Al Qaeda logic. Think about it like that. Think because I just heard this nigga Putin go on Russian TV himself and say, "Hey, my task is my task, and I'm gonna get it done how I get it done." You niggas thought I didn't. You thought these first couple days of the war wasn't going as planned? No, it's going exactly as planned. That's what he said.
Hitler
My
thought the
plan
same
is my
thing.
plan, nigga.
Hitler thought the same thing. Like
That don't mean
I,
he got a suicide mission, because if he had a
I
suicide
think this
mission,
is
he would have been bombed us. But that's not what it is.
I hate to say it.
Doesn't mean it won't turn into
I don't
that.
know. I guess I have a lot of universal faith. Maybe
I
maybe
have faith in people being stupid as we know them to be.
I do
And
too.
that nigga's
I agree.
been weird for a while.
But I think there's like my universal faith says this. When I put my faith in some things in the universe, it's like, all right, good will come. Like, put out good shit, you get good shit. You put out bad shit, you get bad shit. Shit like that. Little itty bitty things, just like for us personally as humans on Earth. But I feel like if something like that, this situation that we're in today became that dire to our planetary existence as human beings or the planet's existence. I feel like that's
currently. Yeah. It currently is.
But what I'm saying, you're mad dramatic. But it's like
no, nigga, it was a nigga in the nuclear plant yelling at them, "Hey, you're endangering the world shooting at this nuclear plant. Please stop shooting at this nuclear plant." And all you heard after that was, "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck. Hey, shooting at the nuclear plant. Fop, fop, fop. They don't care, nigga.
Yeah, but
That
if
was
you
an
blow
audio
up,
recording of what happened.
yeah.
They don't care.
Okay, I mean, yeah, but what I'm saying is like you tripping. I'm trying to
I
make my
am,
mellow.
because I got paranoia, bitch, and I can't sleep.
I'm gonna smooth sleep real nice after this. Anyway,
We both are.
the point is like, well, my point is like, all right, you can do this shit or whatever, and the planet is at a point of I don't know what's the worst DEFCON, but the worst DEFCON.
5, I think. 9, 5. It's 5 or DEFCON 5 or 9.
I thought it was like the opposite, like the lowest number is like the worst.
I don't even know where niggas got DEFCON from. I just heard niggas say this is DEFCON level 5 type shit, and I knew that was something bad. So I never knew.
All I know is the colors that are at the airport. Like that's
what they instilled after 9/11. That's not.
Yeah, but that's
a threat shit.
Yeah, but that's how it's still dangerous. Like I don't know, like them colors. Like
I think there's other ones, but yeah, like it wasn't the White House. It was the IAEA, the International Atomic. The niggas that handle the nuclear weapon shit. They were just sending out a tweet the other day about like, hey,
I think a universal,
just in case anything happens.
But I think a
this is what you should do.
Infraction would be what Putin is attempting to do. Like
I said on this podcast weeks ago, I told you he fucks with niggas. He fucks with countries at the beginning of every year. This seems to be one of those years. Like, remember that year when he invaded Crimea? That was before we did the podcast. It was like 2014, 2015, maybe 2016, I think. He invaded Crimea in a country called Georgia. It was
I remember that. Yeah,
or maybe it was a country called Crimea.
I think it was 2015.
Yeah, anyway, that was another Putin level, Putin objective where he's like, hey, you niggas need to be Russian and stop bullshit. He's doing the same thing. And it's not, it's actually worse now because he's,
it's
like, he's leveling up every day. And it's like, why? The thing you're saying is happening isn't even happening. So what is the real issue? And niggas is trying to cut off his money. You said what?
It's a universal infraction. The universe will correct itself. Unfortunately, sometimes.
But what if correcting itself means burning to the ground? What if that's the correction? That's not conspiracy theory busy. That's not paranoid busy. That's logical thinking busy. What if the infraction? Because you're right. This could be looked at. We could all forget about this shit they come to some type of agreement and everything just goes. We could all forget about this shit in 6 months. Easy. Cool.
I don't think it can be solved with diplomacy, actually. I think somebody has to die.
So you have no choice but. So then where does that leave you? World War III. Where does that leave you? Everybody always assume World War III includes nuclear devices.
Look, anybody
doesn't look like it's not going to include
anybody in history who amends certain records and things like that, and certain amendments at all to put themselves in power longer. I always think at the end you're gonna have to bag that guy. Vladimir Putin has done that. Hitler did it. Caesar did it. Eventually, Xerxes did it. Eventually, you're going to have to bag this guy. Stalin, you're going to have to bag this guy. And it's not, Saddam, Osama. You gonna
Osama wasn't a political leader, but yeah.
But you gonna have to bag this guy. Because if you do not, the problem will persist. because the idealisms,
Not a good one, but
idealism is almost like Inception, or like anything, or like the sun. It gives energy. It gives off
everything
energy.
gives energy. Everything.
If I have an idealism that's completely negative, and this is the reason why I hate saying negative shit on this podcast, it can go out to our listeners. They can, and I'm not saying our listeners do, they can indulge in dumb shit, no matter if I have to believe it or not. Develop an idealism based on what I said, you said, and make something terrible out of it. Or continue the terribleness that we or I or you put into the world. So if you have an idealism like Osama, like Saddam, you'll have breakoffs of Al Qaeda. You'll have ISIS. If you have
Taliban,
an idea, if you have idealisms like Hitler, you'll have breakoffs like like of the Nazi Party, like the Aryan Brotherhood. You will still have that shit because it's an idealism, and it's terrible. So
that's
you
the problem with breaking.
So you have to bag this.
We talked about the same thing with Trump. To a degree, we talked about the same thing with Trump. We said, yo, we never really fully said it because he was president at the time, and that's wild to say. Even now, it's wild to say. You can't just say you're gonna, do something to a president, but at the same time, if there was any living president that you might not want to see be president again, or you might think was a detriment to the country, there's one I could name, and there's one that even the Republicans are working to make sure that nigga don't get where he want to be next year or 2 years from now. So
because if we're within,
said,
if we're within the same block we are right now.
Oh yeah, I got a theory about that. You remember how
it's not gonna help anything.
You remember how
we'll all end up dead, universal infraction or not.
I think that's the infraction. That's the infraction that gets us killed. You know how an infraction can be like a ticket or a death sentence for some black people? It's kind of that situation with the world right now. The world is being held hostage, and the world is a black person. And the person that's being held hostage by is the police on a pullover for out tail light. Cause nigga, ain't no reason for this shit to be happening. You could have just kept going about your way. There are bigger crimes to solve other than my out tail light. You, as Putin, just didn't fucking want to keep dealing with my out tail light. It bothers you that much. So much so you thought you could take over the whole car.
You are definitely.
You didn't know I really wanted this car. That's the only problem. I really like this car. You didn't know that.
Yep.
But shout out to the Ukrainian people.
Yeah. Like hopefully we can we can
I hope this shit don't all end.
But we can solve this way through some type of diplomacy so less lives are lost through this time of warfare.
I don't know. I saw earlier, and we'll get off of this after this, but I saw earlier.
Shit, we need to get out of here because I need to go piss and go to sleep because I'm tired as fuck.
For sure.
It's like 5:45 in the morning.
I didn't even do my Batman thing. Well, you know what? Fuck that. Anyway, pray for Ukraine. Everybody in Ukraine is definitely going through it, and those of them that are fighting, we salute you, and those of them that are hiding, we salute you too, because obviously that shit is scary as fuck, and nobody wants to be going through that shit. Yeah. Hide and run every chance you get.
Great energy only. We sending your way. Yeah, if there's put some tags for whatever hotline or websites that are links to.
I think I saw something.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll try to link
Yeah, like some like to be able to send some type of donation to the Ukraine for
You want to send a couple
what they're
dollars to some
enduring
people
right
that
now. You know what I'm
get something
saying?
done.
Food, supplies, shit. I don't even know if there's. Do they still do bonds for bullets now?
I've never even heard of that program.
That was a World War II thing. I didn't know if that they still
sure
did.
they don't do that anymore.
You can't buy bonds for bullets.
I'm pretty sure you can't. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure you can.
All right, we gonna
If you can, there's an old white man
we
that can tell you about it somewhere.
shit. We need
I don't
like I'm about to say we
know.
need to buy like look, if anybody know about bonds for bullets, we need to buy like shit. Invest in some bullets. Invest in guns. Because people
Hey,
gonna need
no,
them right now.
hold up before we exit, because I see where you're leading it to. I want to do my let that bitch breathe for the Batman, and I'm sure this bitch is gonna be smooth, slick, and quick. You know why?
Save it for next week, please.
No, because it's real quick. Like I said, smooth, slick, and quick. Hey, guess what? If you like Batman, go see it. If you don't like Batman, you didn't like none of them Joel Schumacher movies, you ain't like none of them Tim Burton movies, you ain't like none of them Christopher Nolan movies, go see it. If you never heard of anything that the Batman had anything to do with, you never seen a comic book, you never seen a picture. If you have seen a picture and you were interested, whatever, you should go see that movie. Because whether you're a new fan, an old fan, or a lifelong enduring fan, and endured the idiosyncrasies and the bullshit of the past of the DC universe, then you should also go see this movie. It is a good Batman movie. And when I say a good one, I mean a great one. And when I say a great one, I'm not comparing it to the Nolan trilogy. So that's why I say that whether or not you have or haven't, you should go see it. Short and
Okay.
sweet.
Even
There
though
you
I
go.
took 12 minutes. All right. And this has
Everything
been
takes 12 minutes with you.
and it's been the Non-Millennial Millennials Podcast, House of Space Media, episode 195. We will be back next week. Hopefully the world's in a better place. Send
I know
love,
I fucked up those numbers somehow.
send joy, send positivity, not just to the Ukraine, not just to your neighbor, not just to the person that you know, but into the world as a whole. You feel me? We
And the
will get
more
a
you
lot
do,
better if we actually try to band together as human beings, not over color, not over race or dollar, but for each other.
and the more
Nah,
you do,
man.
the more we can do together. And the more
Nah,
we do
man.
together, the more we get done. All we gotta do is find some similar ground. So,
We have enough similar ground because we all live on the same goddamn rock.
if you can't be convinced by a rock flying, if you mad about my skin color on a rock flying through space, you're a dumb motherfucker.
We've been saying
Sorry.
that for centuries. Let's change it up. Peace to all. Like, share, subscribe. We fuck with y'all. You fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? We like to come here to let y'all listen to us. We know you like to listen to us. So we do it for y'all. One.
Peace.